973.
Nick Abbott.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I am not Ian Lee.
Oh, no.
And immediately all of West London sits on their hands. Ian Lee's in Las Vegas. I guess he's coming back from there now, right?
Well, I guess he should be home by now.
He'll be trying to what the hell is that? Recline is the right answer. He'll be trying to recline his business class seat as far as it will go, and frustratingly, it won't go completely flat. And if it doesn't go flat, then it's still a seat, and you can't sleep in a seat, right?
Right.
Hey, because the blood is draining from your vein.
Yeah.
And is collecting in your feet. Very uncomfortable. So what you try and do is you put one foot on a bent knee, so that at least the blood is draining from just the one foot. But then, of course, your other foot starts to expand like a balloon.
Or you can wear some really, really tight socks.
Oh yeah, those attractive black squeezy socks.
Tights.
Yeah.
They're tights.
Yeah, they are. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, the short tights. Yeah. All right. In the mode of the show, let's take him straight away. Hello, Chiswick.
I'm Helen Nakamura. I'm on a mission.
An excellent first call.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Whatever he said.
I thought you were going to say Ian had to adjust to the jet lag and all that.
Not yet.
Because your body is going to, your body can't do it. Your body is not used to the time delay.
Well, coming this way, it's much worse, apparently, and what you need for that is the little blue pill. I don't know why that works, but they say that it does. Of course, the manufacturers, Pfizer, of your Viagra, say that you should only use it in the manner at which it's, for its the intended purpose.
Of course.
And please don't use it for, anything else other than hot, steamy love action.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be using it up there, do you?
Well, I don't think you use it up there. You use it when you get back to. I don't know why it works. Why would that work? It's ups your blood level.
It directs the blood to a certain location, doesn't it?
Yes, but that wouldn't help with jet lag. Surely it would help you forget it.
Well, I thought it would make it worse because normally you're trying not to make all the blood rush to your feet during your flight, right? Because that's bad.
Yes.
So,
am I going to have to stop you?
Possibly.
Here's Chigwell, Eduardo.
Who?
Eduardo.
No, it's James H. Reeve.
Right.
Your old radio buddy.
Okay, whoever you are.
Who's your favourite big brother? I like the fat Welsh girl.
Yeah, I haven't, has anybody actually had sex on that show yet?
No!
I haven't bonded with any of them yet. It all looks a bit dull so far, doesn't it?
You haven't found a favourite then?
Well, I haven't really watched it other than seeing them go in. The crowd immediately chose the one that they liked the least. The all-white crowd booed the black girl going in. Isn't that interesting? Welcome to Britain. Huh, no, we're not racist at all. She said exactly the same as all the other contestants going in, which basically amounted to, I want to be posh spice. Like they've all got two career choices. Here's their plan. Choice number one, have sex with a footballer. Choice number two, there is no choice number two. That's it. Have sex with a footballer is the only thing that they have in their minds.
Huh.
I want to be famous.
But they said, there's this one girl on there, I don't know what her name was, but she was saying, I want to marry a footballer. But how does she know the man she's going to fall in love with is going to be a footballer?
Well, I don't think that love has...
got anything...
Yeah. What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it.
Yes.
It's all about the money. Money and the fame. Hello, LBC. These calls really are getting better and better, aren't they?
By the day.
Yeah, no one's... to my knowledge, no one's actually done anything interesting yet, and the papers are a little lost, I think.
Why is that? Because nothing's happened so
far.
far.
Because it's almost as though the tabloid newspapers have put their feet up and lit a cigar, knowing that they don't have to do anything else for the next 2 months. Because that thing happens for 2 months, doesn't it? And all they have to do is wait for the story to come in from the PR agency that Channel 4 has hired to get all the Big Brother stories in the papers. They just wait for the thing to come off the fax machine, and then they just print it without really looking at it. But there are no stories yet. Nothing's happened. And so they're a bit like, oh. Well, we've got all this acres of space with nothing to fill it with, because we've moaned about Tony Blair, and we moaned about Gordon Brown, and now we've run out of things to moan about, so we're going to have to fill it all with Big Brother, and there's nothing to put in there yet.
I've noticed in the papers this weekend, though, that that the last, 2 days, the journalists from, all the big newspapers have been hurrying around the country trying to dig up some dirt on all the housemates that have gone in so far, and, it's in there this weekend.
Yeah, and as much as they come up with so far is that some of them had sex at one point or other.
Yes.
Isn't that shocking?
Yes.
Hello, Emma.
Oh, hi.
Emma.
I've come straight online, haven't I?
Yeah, that's the way it goes tonight.
I didn't realise. I was actually phoning up to see if Ian Lee was on and to tell him about the programme on Channel 4, so I'm really sorry, it's a completely random call. Are you talking about Big Brother?
Yes. The fact that nothing's actually happened yet.
I completely agree. Has Leslie left yet?
Who's that?
The older one, the 60-year-old.
Have they chucked someone out yet?
Well, no, the last programme I saw, which was the one on Channel 4, she was saying that she wanted to leave.
Is this the one that used to be a headhunter?
Did she? I don't know. The one that's a little bit strange. She's 60 and has a single bed, dark hair.
With glasses?
That's the one,
The one that's not gigantically fat from the East End?
Exactly, yeah. The one that's tall as opposed to fat.
What was she thinking of to go in there in the first place? I mean, has she seen that show before? Because she came in there and just looked bemused. It's like, almost immediately she was wondering, what am I doing here? What are you doing there, dear?
She thinks that because she's 60 she has less to lose, and she's treating it as a game. But because the majority of the others are kind of wannabes, I think she's realising that it's probably tougher than she thought, so she's wanting to jump ship now, which is fair enough, because she's only got one other person that's sort of in her spectrum of age, but no one like her, and no one like her in the sense of her dry sense of humour as well. They just don't, a lot of them don't get it. I think they're not in, I don't know whether it's clever enough, but...
I haven't been that interested enough to tune in, really, so I haven't really heard any of them speak. All I saw was them going into the house, and then the bemused looks when they saw what the house looked like. And she, almost straight away, became the outsider.
Oh, of course, yeah. But
of her own volition.
Exactly. She chose to do that. You can see, if you compare where she... There's a programme earlier about 8 o'clock tonight on the psychology of it. And they pointed out, obviously, very clearly, that she was keeping herself very far away from them, and her personal space was rather large. And when the groups were talking, she'd sit and observe.
Well, you know what? She probably doesn't have much experience of giggling teenagers and slamming, banging, crashing, mental.
I mean, she has got children apparently, but I think they must be terribly well brought up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's but
I wonder what she was thinking. Why would she do this, though? I mean, what did she hope to get out of it? That's what I can't understand. I mean, no footballer is going to have sex with her.
I don't actually think she wants sex with any footballer.
Righto.
I think she has got a slightly crazy character.
Although Wayne Rooney has got his hand in the air. He's a possible, yeah.
What, to go in?
No. Never mind, Emma. So how's that whole thing working out for you this time? Is it, it doesn't look like much this year, does it?
I think you're right. I don't think it's much. I think, there's a potential blooming romance with the Chanel wannabe posh woman and the chap that's gone in. That could be quite interesting. I think Charlie is a head case.
Which one's Charlie?
The black tall girl. She's very elegant.
Right.
Well, supposedly. It's an interesting statement.
Elegant like a stripper. Yes, go on.
Well, yeah, I was trying to be nice. It's an interesting statement of the reality of the effect on the media today, I think, because she was saying, God, I mean, they were only in there an hour or so, and they were saying, the cameras are going to be on us. And the other one, what's her name? The one that she thinks looks like Peaches Geldof, the one that's Emily or whatever, the drama student.
There's at least half a dozen of them. I can't tell one from the other. I doubt they can. Even when they're talking to each other, they don't know who's who.
I know exactly what you mean. But I noticed that she said, "Oh, look, all the cameras on me," and she was counting them, and I was thinking, you didn't get that in any of the original, the original series. There was that kind of blissful naivety.
Yes.
Whereas now it's like, look at the cameras and, God, even, like, we've got so many pages on the newspapers, and it's like we're in its instant fame.
And you know what? This phenomenon has happened relatively recently. You're quite right. When Big Brother first started, people went in, they were, as you say, blissfully unaware of what it is that they were getting into.
Yeah.
And then, from that point, I think, the obsession with celebrity and everybody wants to be Posh Spice has just gone through the roof. And now we're at a point now that I don't get this country anymore. It just seems to be a silly place.
But I can understand why you'd think that, but that's because all the reality telly is expressing one viewpoint, and the people that have got alternative viewpoints aren't all into, as long as this gets me into the sun, I'm happy, and fame for no reason at all.
Yeah, but that's not a small group of people. That seems to be the majority of anybody under the age of 20 that gets interviewed by the press. It's like, what would you like to be in life?
But you have to think.
The answer is always, I'd like to be famous.
Yeah, I see what you're. But it's what they're shown. That's my point of, what I'm saying is that if they're given this, they very much react to what the media show them. And yes, it is terribly sad. The reaction is that, I just want to be famous or I want to be a wag. I don't understand it, and I'm only 34. But, people are strange. And unfortunately, papers like The Sun, The Mirror, News of the World, they dedicate so much of their space to things like Big Brother because it's an easy thing to go on about and report at a time of the year that is, everyone knows the silly season. Yeah. Exactly. But people who might not necessarily realise that think they're dedicating so much space, so therefore it's important. It's not important at all. But it's.
Hey, there goes your phone.
Yep.
You better go, Emma.
Gotta go. Bye.
Cheers, dear. Ta-ta. This is LBC. It says San Jose, California. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Nick. I'm calling you because I'm a little bit worried about the fact that you are losing your vegetarian habits. I've listened for maybe over a year now to your show, and all of a sudden you seem to have changed to starting to eat meat. I want to give you a few reasons why you...
Yeah, well, here's the reason. I just thought, why am I a vegetarian now? I was a vegetarian for about 20 years after I worked in a meat factory when I was a student. Couldn't afford steaks and so on, and I refused to eat pies and mystery meat because I saw what went in them. And after 20 years, just recently, I read an article from somebody who said, was in pretty much the same position as me, and the article was saying, and I wondered, why am I still a vegetarian? And I thought, oh yeah, that's right, why am I still a vegetarian? And so I tried weaning myself onto meat again by eating, mouthfuls on other people's plates in restaurants. Not complete strangers, mind, and it was all right. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And as soon as I started eating, plates of meat, my entire body burst into spontaneous applause. It was like, oh, this is what we've been missing.
Well, I wouldn't say that for any kind of political reasons that people should become vegetarian, but being a nurse, a registered nurse here in California, and I'm sure it's the same over in London, I see thousands of people a year suffering from coronary artery disease and heart disease, who have lived their entire lives eating meat. And there's studies out, there's books. One is a study out regarding the people of Okinawa, which there's a bunch of doctors who wrote a book about the people of Okinawa who eat very little meat. They almost eat, if they do eat meat, they eat fish as a sort of meat substitute, but they eat very little of that. And most of their diet is vegetarian. and they have the highest per capita centenarian population in the world. Also, the people of rural China, they did a study of these people.
Yeah, and they don't actually live longer. It just seems that way, because they're bored out of their mind eating grass or whatever the hell it is that they eat.
Could be, but I'm just concerned for you, because I love your show, and I hate to hear that you might be clogging up your arteries and
well, I haven't tried red meat yet. I think that's the killer, isn't it? I'm into ham and chicken. That's all right, surely.
Well, it's not. It's not so much the fat content. Also, it's about the fact that it's that sort of protein.
Well, you know what, Joe? I could eat alfalfa sprouts for the rest of my life, and I'd die anyway.
You've got to discover the wonderful world of tofu.
No.
It's a wonderful, glorious world of
tofu. Now I'm convinced this call's coming from California. Tofu? Come off it. No, I'm going to stick with my...
Around the corner from me is a little 80-year-old woman who makes the greatest tofu dishes you've ever had in your life. You wouldn't believe it. And I'm sure in London they have little Chinese women making tofu just around your corner, probably.
Yeah, well, they can keep it. Absolutely no way. I'm not going to eat that muck. No thanks.
Yum.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Nick.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
You two are meat eaters, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'd never miss out on meat.
Do you know, is a meal not a meal without meat?
I'd find that there was something missing if I didn't have some sort of meat dish on there.
Right. Croydon. Hello, John.
I'm fed up with all these old people roaming the streets, cluttering up the pavements and the buses and moaning about their pensions and their heating bills and going on about the war all the time. I think we should send some of them into the Big Brother house, and then they might learn to show a bit of respect for us normal people. Globule.
Nottingham. Hello, Matt.
Hi, Nick.
Matt.
Do you know the original Big Brother?
Yeah.
That was actually... they chose the people just by going through the phone book and then calling them up and asking them.
Yeah, they didn't.
That's what it said on I watched a show about, like, before the series started, and that's what it said, like, the first people we were chosen from.
What, they just picked people at random from the phone book?
Yeah, that's what it said, because I was shocked at that, and then, like, just from the success of that, that's what people have been applying for, isn't it, just to be famous, as you say.
Which programme was this you saw?
Do you know, before this series started, it was like a look back of, like, where are they now, and, like, previous people who've been in it. And
right.
That's what was on the screen.
And were you paying attention? Because I'm not sure that can actually be true.
I don't drink or take drugs or anything.
All right. Do you eat meat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that'll be it then.
Oh, you win.
Nice try. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Bye.
No, that can't be true, because they look like they've been that they've sort of thrown a net over the job centre. It's like trawling, and they just come up with all these people and thrown them in. But I'm sure they go through rigorous checking to see that they are really as stupid as they seem.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, and as biased and unpleasant and nasty and mean and venal and vicious.
But the first one, I'm sure, the first crowd would have, like, answered one of those little adverts you see in the back of the paper. New TV show, do you want to be a part of it? And
I can't remember what the first... I didn't watch the first one. Who won the first one? Was it that Chippy?
No, I thought it was the Builder. What's his name?
Yeah, Builder, right.
Oh.
The Scouse Builder.
Yeah, that one.
Right. Who immediately went on to daytime television.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I didn't see that one. How was it?
I didn't watch that one either.
Anybody have sex on that one?
No!
Everyone's really disappointed. Because they've ramped the sex angle up on this no end, haven't they? Oh, you'll all have to share beds, and there's no hiding now, and it's a double shower, and on and on and on and on and on, and no one is going to have sex in the house. No one is going to have sex in the house. No one is going to have sex in the house. At least, if they do, you won't be able to see it. Isn't that right, Jethro?
Oh, possibly.
Absolutely, definitely. Yeah, they won't show it. Even if everyone's doing it all the time, they'll swivel the cameras to the ceiling. You won't get to see a thing. But anyway.
It's a bit dull, isn't it? Boring. I mean, it was 1960s we had the sexual revolution, that great liberation movement, wasn't it? There was, because we all suddenly decided we knew about stuff that our parents didn't know about, and that was called SEX.
Don't say it.
Because no one else had been doing it before then. I mean, people became into the world by miracle, didn't they?
Well, our grannies used to knit us.
That's right. I mean, it's a bit tiresome, really, isn't it? And I thought the women's lib movement had got rid of that terrible association of us men voyeuristically looking at naked female bodies.
Well, I hope that the women's liberation movement has moved along a bit since the 60s. Let's hope that old bag from the East End doesn't burn her bra. I mean, I've got a widescreen TV, but it's not that wide.
But it was quite interesting. I was looking at TV last night a bit, and there was Alan Wicker on one side.
Alan Wicker?
Yeah, do you remember him?
Oh, of course. He was excellent.
Yeah, talking about his war exploits. All these young men going out in the Second World War to save Europe from dictatorship, giving up. I mean, he was talking about it. People, his friends getting killed at the age of 18, 19. And then on another programme was Jeremy Clarkson talking about these people won Victoria Crosses again for the sake of freedom and democracy. And
that's pretty poor planning on behalf of the programmers. You'd think that the audience for one would want to see the other.
Yeah, well, I was switching between the two. And I'm a bit sad because, I mean, old John from Croydon's gone on about these old people, but you think, they must be slightly either sort of shirking when they pick up their pensions or turning in the grave to think, what a brilliant society we've created out what they've given us. What do? We sit around in the night watching a programme about a load of dysfunctional people, perhaps possibly having sex, and that's the height of our kind of engagement with.
Well, you know what? Let's not be too hard on ourselves, because it was always thus. We were always interested in families of dysfunctional people. They were called the royal family, and there was no end of articles in the newspaper about them, since the dawn of time. And people and society used to be as fractious as it is now. There used to be the incredibly rich and the extremely poor, and there were feral kids running around the bombed-out buildings in London. So it's not that we've suddenly become awful like this. I think it's just that the revolution in
technology.
The technology of communication. Thank you. I'm going to need a lot of help tonight, boys. I am asleep on my feet here. The revolution in communication means that we just know about it more. That's all.
Right. Yeah, because I just suddenly come back. Some of the useful information I gained in A-level history suddenly come back to me, and that was that the upper class in the West End of London were all continually worried about the effect of gin on the working class in the East End, and it might finally lead them to revolution.
Well, that's right. I mean, there's the famous Hogarth, the prince, about just that. He was trying to wean them off gin and onto beer. He should have.
Do you have shares in the Iron Coop or Whitbread?
No, no, neither. He should have weaned them off gin and put them on like orange juice. That would have been a good idea.
Yeah. Well, we're on Valium nowadays, aren't we? We're on Valium and Librium.
I love the taste of Valium in the morning. Tastes like victory. Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting. Wagner's quite good sometimes. If you don't want to watch Big Brother, I can recommend Wagner. I think some of his early operas are quite interesting, actually.
What?
Wagner.
What's that got to do with Big Brother?
Well, it's hang on. Big Brother's just populist, driveled pap, isn't it? I think that's what someone out of a Samuel Beckett play would call pap, or Terry Wogan called bubblegum for the mind.
Right.
That's all that is. And then there are higher elements and higher expressions of artistic creativity, of which one is a Wagnerian opera.
Be honest, you've never sat through a Wagnerian opera.
I saw it in Apocalypse Now. It came out of the clouds, the helicopters.
Well, yeah, that's exciting, because there's lots of explosions and death. We're going to come in out of the rising sun.
Yeah, but there's still...
And about a mile out, I'm going to put on the music.
It wouldn't be the same if it didn't have Wagner in the background.
No, quite. Music? Yeah. We play Wagner. Scares the hell out of the... Can't say that word. My boys love it.
And,
I'm sure I've got this in this machine somewhere.
And it's about it takes also Apocalypse Now takes the Joseph Conrad theme of Heart of Darkness, of the exploration into the African interior, the interior of man's soul, where he meets the darkness that lurks there.
Well, ain't you smart?
There we go.
Look at the brains on you.
No, it's all you just got to do A-level English, 1976, and you can do it all.
Hey, do you know what the French call a quarter pounder with cheese?
Big. Or American exploitation?
Oh, we're talking movie quotes here, Jethro.
Oh, sorry.
Totally
hang on,
failed in this respect.
Yes, they call it the Grand Royale.
Yeah, and do you know why?
Because it's big and expensive.
No.
It's that film with
It's a Royale with cheese.
Right, it's Samuel Samuel, whatnot, just before they go and shoot those young those young drug dealers.
Well, you're clawing back some ground. And do you know why they call it a Royale with cheese?
A Royale with cheese. I think. Is it because they've got the royal mark of approval?
It's because of the metric system.
Point 3. 0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Absolutely. So Seb Coe's going to ensure that the Olympics is clean, decent, honest and true by ramping up the checking for athletes that are on drugs. Yeah, that'll work. You know, the problem with that is that the rewards for winning are so gigantically huge that it's basically a contest between scientists. The scientists who are helping the athletes win.
Yep.
And the scientists who are trying to catch out the athletes taking drugs and winning. But the scientists who are trying to catch the athletes out aren't as well funded as the scientists who are helping the athletes to avoid the drug tests, right? So it's a competition of scientists, and the money will win.
It's a battle of the wallets.
Yeah. In my experience, if they look like they're taking drugs and they act like they're taking drugs, they're taking drugs. I can spot them a mile off. I mean, if you've been to the gym and you've been to a gym where people are on steroids, they look like they're about to explode from the inside out. They look like their skin doesn't come in their size.
You can see every vein on their forehead.
And sometimes they go really far, and you can see the muscles in their face. They start to look like the Terminator, like they've become unhuman, and it just becomes really. They're just like freaks. And if an athlete looks like that, if he looks like his skin doesn't come in his size,
and
he's on drugs,
and he's winning.
Yeah, yeah, that's the crucial point. Yeah, once they win, well, in fact, or in almost every respect, when they win, you'll know that that's the one on drugs. It's an indication. Yeah, the one that's last, he's the one that's not on drugs. Burton on Trent. Oh, Aid.
Hello, Nick.
Aid.
It's 10:34 p.m.
Hey, I've got that, haven't I?
Oh no.
Don't I?
No, I've done it.
Where does that come from?
It's from the Mess, isn't it? I don't even want to say the word, you know, it's on the Mess TV show.
It's on the what?
It's on the Mess TV. I don't even want to say Big Brother. Don't really want to utter the two words.
Oh, that! Right. You were doing, what kind of accent has he got? Newcastle, right? Tyneside.
Yeah, it's very
have they still got that same guy doing it? I haven't seen any of the coverage yet.
It. Yeah, but you've been watching a bit of it, haven't you?
I watched them go in, so I know vaguely who's in there.
But you're not going roped in, are you? Because you're too it's insulting to your intelligence for you to watch that.
No, that's like saying it's insulting for my intelligence just to meet the general public. That's what we're like. It is. There's no end to columnists, and there's columnists in the tabloids who are, like that, and then there's columnists in the serious papers who are going, oh, God, it's awful people, like that. And they're all pretending that these are a bunch of freaks, but you know what? They're not. That's us, that is. It's true.
Yeah, I'm a freak as well.
You're a freak, everyone. I'm a freak, everyone's a freak.
Yeah, anyway, I don't really want to talk about that. I was just like a passing thing, and we sort of got into it.
Yeah.
You was on about the, I've talked to you about this, about you being a non-vegetarian now. Have you had a barbecue yet?
No, I haven't.
It's getting nice. You know, this whole new spectrum open for you, isn't it?
Well, that's right. Whenever I go to a restaurant now, there's a whole side of the menu that I can delve into. Yeah, it's quite exciting, because if you go to a restaurant and you only eat vegetables and fish, it's rather restrictive, because often I used to get frustrated because there's this fashion for wrapping fish in bacon now. And, of course, you can't touch that if you don't eat meat. And so you were left with the vegetarian option, which is, almost always the most boring thing, 'cause it's just basically fridge scrapings. You know, stuff that the chef was going to throw out, but he'll just put it together in a bowl and microwave it, and that's the veggie option.
So what do you think you're going to be barbecuing? Because you're not into your beef burgers yet, are you?
Well, I think that I'm going to go the whole hog, so to speak. I'm actually going to have a little hot sausage action on the barbecue.
Yeah, you could get a hog and roast it, couldn't you?
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bloke I know, he's supposedly a vegetarian, but he does eat beef burgers now and again.
Well, then he's not, is he?
It's, 'cause I went round the town with him a few months ago, he's, oh yeah, I'm a vegetarian, and he had, one of those famous burgers beginning with the letter M.
Yeah.
And the big. But, that's, you either are or you aren't.
Yeah, and if you, if you eat, ham, for instance, I mean, that's practically a vegetable. But beef burgers, they're definitely meat, there's no doubt about that.
I mean, can't you get, like, ones, if you're bothered about what's going into them, can't you get one from the butchers?
If you do what?
Could you get butchers ones, if you're not, you're a bit worried about eating the mass-produced stuff?
I wouldn't know where to find a butcher. Butchers and fishmongers, they don't exist anymore, do they? Everything is, wrapped in plastic in supermarkets now. But if Prince Charles is producing one, then I'll definitely eat one of, Charlie's sausages.
I mean, Let me
rephrase that.
Thing. We have a butcher, but, not a fishmonger, strangely enough.
Yeah, well, there are no fishmongers anymore.
Mm.
Much as there's no fish in the sea. We've eaten it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a radio station mentioned no name the other day, local to us, giving away beef burgers as a prize.
Giving away beef burgers as a prize?
Yeah, for your barbecue.
Well, I'm speechless. I would say name them and shame them, but they, no, don't.
And I'm not sure if it's the same station, but a few years ago, I think like radio stations in the morning, they'll have the breakfast show, will have this thing where you guess. You have like a guest who's singing, it's supposed to be a famous person.
Yeah.
Like singer. And one time, I've been running for months, because I used to go to work in the week then. And it was, my old friend David Hasselhoff singing. And I thought, somebody must have guessed this by now, and I rang the bloke up. And funnily enough, he sounded the same off air as he did on.
Hey!
And I said, yeah, what are you calling for then, caller? I said, oh, I think I know the voice. And I said, it's David Hasselhoff. He says, oh, yeah, you're right. But he says, you know what, I want to keep it running for a bit longer, so we'll just leave it at that. He put the phone down.
Oh, that's terrible. That confirms everything that I've always thought about radio.
But at least you're decent, honest and true.
Yeah, me, and me alone. And everywhere that I work, yeah.
Yeah, just one last thing about vegetarian meals, Dick. There's nothing wrong with a vegetarian meal that a good piece of meat won't put out.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. Thanks, Aid.
Okay.
Ta-ta.
All right.
This is LBC. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian Lee. I'm going to be Nick Abbott in for Clive Bull, because Clive is... wait, where's Clive going?
I think he's going abroad, and that's it.
Abroad?
Yeah. Well, that's quite detailed information, isn't it?
For you, yeah. Wembley, Vladimir.
Hello?
Vladimir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll talk about the steroid taking.
The what?
Steroid taking.
Steroid taking?
Yeah, a lot of athletes are up to mischief nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, why is this?
I don't know. We'll have a think about it and we'll get back to you, alright. Here's, Bermondsey. Lurkio.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I was just, sitting there wondering, because they sound like they got some pretty, funky named burgers at the McDonald's in France. Do you have any idea what they'd call, a waffle with cheese?
Yeah, we've been through that. And, I should write down that speech. He takes it from the Bible, doesn't he? And I will bring down with great vengeance on anybody who messes with my brothers, or whatever the hell he says, and then he unleashes 7 shades of hell.
Who's that chap again?
Samuel Jackson. It's Robert in the Rhondda.
Hello!
Yes, Rob?
So we got another Rhondda resident in Big Brother House, the fat girl.
Yeah. I can't understand a word she says.
You know what? It's insulting.
She talks too quick.
Every Welsh person goes in there has a stupid accent. Glyn, last year.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
That bloke.
But he's from North Wales, Robert King.
Whatever happened to him? Is he a local star?
He's a star of S4C, I believe.
What's the... Oh, is that TV channel still going?
Yes, it is.
No one's watching.
And I think he was trying to encourage young people to vote in the Assembly elections in May.
Oh, right. How is that Welsh Assembly going?
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully provide me a career later on, doing something or other. Anyway, two things. First of all, the nicest sausages I've possibly ever tasted in my life are the... Oh, I can't mention a brand name, can I? Is a vegetarian variety of a beetle.
Oh, come off it.
They are lovely. I'd stop eating... I'm not a vegetarian, but I eat them and vegetable burgers all the time, huh?
What, better than an actual proper sausage?
Well, proper sausage has got it's all the bad cuts of meat. The best sausage only probably got 80% meat in it, and then the meat, that's questionable. It's like mince. It's not look at mince, it's all white fat. Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, but Charlie makes sausages, doesn't he? Prince Charles. I'm sure that he wouldn't have animals' parts in them. It would be nice cuts of meat.
I can't afford to buy...
Oh, come off it. I bet they're cheaper than Linda Muck's.
About £1 or two more, I think.
There was just a story in the paper today about Waitrose and Asda and not Asda, Sainsbury's and so on are selling beef burgers and sausages for dogs that are twice the price of beef burgers and sausages for human beings.
What's the point of that?
Well, I think it's because people who obsess about their pets are childless. And so they're very sort of aspirational. They want to pour all their love onto their pets because they can't, because they've got this feeling deep inside of them, and they haven't got a child to pour their love on. So they do it to their pets, and they go out all day, to the city, making trillions of pounds, and then they come home, and because they give their dog an expensive sausage, they think that that'll make up for the fact that it hasn't got anybody to play with all day. So it's a guilt thing.
Oh. Well, I feed my dog cheese at the moment. He loves it.
You feed your dog cheese?
Yeah, and cucumber. Not all day.
Cucumber has a really weird effect that I hadn't realised before. It makes you burp. Did you know that?
I just ate some now, so hope not.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be, because they're almost all water, aren't they? I mean, there's nothing to a cucumber, but you have a couple of slices of cucumber and you can't stop burping.
Oh, well.
Well, enjoy that later with... when nature's compliments.
There's one more thing.
Yeah.
I was listening to an old tape of you this afternoon, from a while back.
Oh, right.
And in this little segment I heard, you made a commitment. I just want to make sure if you've still stuck to it.
How long ago was this?
97, 10 years ago.
Oh, right.
You're talking about an experience you had in a restaurant by Terence Conran, where you were sat next to a toilet in a £1,000 suit. Do you remember this? Quaglino's.
No.
Oh, well, you said you would never, in your life, go to another Terence Conran restaurant as long as you live, i.e. the rest of your life. Do you not remember it at all? You sat next to the toilet, and there was no one else there.
Yeah, well, I do remember that, actually, yes.
And you said you'd never go... Have you ever gone back?
I've never gone back there, no. I'm amazed that it's still going. Have I been in a Terence Conran restaurant since? He owns so many, it's hard to tell. I don't. Oh, yeah, I went to Bluebird, the one on the King's Road.
You failed.
In so many different ways, I'm a failure. Thanks for reminding me, Rob.
You're a loser, baby.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Ta-ta. This is Real Radio. I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian. It's 0870 90 90 973. I'm happy to take, daft calls like he does, and I'll punch them straight up. Thanet, Michelle, Marbell. Hello, Michelle.
How are you? Let me just turn the radio down before you tell me to turn the radio down.
Turn the radio down.
That was really quick. You got back to me. Do you remember the elephant cat thing?
The what?
The elephant, the dream I had overnight when I phoned you up. The robotic elephant cat thing, right?
You had a dream about a robotic elephant cat?
Do you not remember the conversation the other night? I told you about the dream that me and my daughter had.
About a robotic elephant cat?
Yeah, we was in the...
What's an elephant cat?
You remember, the other night, I phoned you up and I said that we had the same dream. And we went to this place where this guy was killing the rabbits. Do you remember?
Well, I remember talking to you, but not the exact detail, and neither would anybody else that's listening to this. So you had a dream.
Yeah.
About what's an elephant cat?
Well, no, let me start again. Well, we went to this place on this robotic elephant cat. It's a cross between an elephant and a cat.
Right. Well, what were the cat bits?
I don't know. She did draw a picture of it, but I've thrown it away. But I think the head bit was the cat, and the rest of it was the elephant.
Right.
I can't remember. It was as big as an elephant, but has cat features and stuff.
And this is a dream that you and your daughter had the same night?
The same night, yeah.
Okay.
And I've had a bit of feedback on it on the web, and it says that if you have a rabbit in the dream, it means it's a very creative time and stuff.
Who said that?
Because it might be my rabbit spirit guide or something.
Who said that?
This forum that
Oh, you read it on the net. Oh, well, it must be true then.
But someone else suggested that maybe we're clairvoyant and stuff like that.
Did it have a great big long swinging trunk?
Did have a trunk.
Ah, well, calling Dr. Freud. I don't think we need to call Dr. Freud about that one, do we?
But I just wanted to update on that really, and also that guy who's moaning about the elderly before. I just want to say that I think the elderly are great. Can't wait to go, because you get to have your TV licence is like £5, and you get to, ride one of those things on the pavement and stuff.
Oh yeah, I literally can't wait. Can't wait for my teeth to fall out, my hair to fall out, and my hair to fall out the top of my head and grow out my ears.
People get to see some for you on the bus and stuff. Well, I do. That's for them.
Yeah, sounds super. Forget to wear your trousers before leaving the house. Yeah. All that stuff.
And if you like my nan, you can wave your walking stick around when you're out as well.
Right.
So yeah, that was it really. And did you know that This Is Your Life is back on telly? I don't know if you like it or not. That's come back.
Well, they've done, what's his name, haven't they? Simon Cowell.
Yeah, it's on last night, but I missed a little bit.
Right.
But it used to be on the other channel, didn't it? I'm sure it used to be on BBC One, but...
That's right, yeah. And now it's with Trevor McDonald.
Yeah.
The nation's favourite, and I still don't understand why.
Who did it before? I can't remember now.
It was Michael Aspel, and then before that it was Hughie Green? Is that right?
I don't know. I don't even know who he is.
Eamon Andrews. Yeah, Eamon Andrews, not Hughie Green. Hughie Green did Opportunity Knocks. Eamon Andrews, yeah, that's right, with the big red book.
Did it at some point as well?
Parkinson? No, I don't think so.
Oh, right. I was trying to think. I can't remember.
He'll be very upset that you said that. He's, particular about how he's viewed by the general public. Every time that Parkinson has a new series coming on, he'll have an interview in the papers where he vents and fulminates about, everybody else that does interviews, basically. Oh, they're all rubbish. Everyone should be looking at me, he says. He's infuriating, man.
I watching Parkinson's shows. Some of the people he has on there, it's quite interesting.
Well, he used to be a great interviewer. I'm not so sure that he is now. Every time that he interviews anybody that's remotely famous, it's just this giant suck-up session. Although famous people do insist on that now. It's almost a contract that you have to sign, particularly with Hollywood stars, that if you don't suck up to them massively, you'll never get to meet another one of them again, because you'll just get shut out.
Yeah. But I like his ones with Billy Connolly. He's been on there a few times.
Well, yeah, I mean, if in doubt, it's Billy Connolly, isn't it? It's like, Ricky Gervais on Jonathan Ross. We've got a little gap here, let's call up my mate.
Yeah, I like his, Animals video. That's hilarious. Have you seen it?
Whose?
Ricky Gervais, his Animals, video thing he did. And the politics one as well.
Oh, the stand-up?
Yeah, the stand-up ones.
Yeah, I thought they were all right.
I actually preferred him to The Office, though, to be honest with you. It was funnier. I didn't watch the extras too much. I tried to watch that.
Yeah. Everything I've seen or heard of Ricky Gervais outside of The Office has been all right.
Yeah.
We're still waiting, Ricky. Go ahead, surprise us.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Michelle.
All right, and take care.
Cheers, my dear. Keep dreaming. Ta-da. Here's Finchley. Hello, Ray.
Good evening, Nick.
Ray.
How are we?
I'm all right, mate.
Fantastic. I want to tell you, I was going to tell you about this last night, but I'll tell you tonight about my experience with musical chocolate, so to speak.
With what?
Yeah, you heard me right. Musical chocolate. I'll explain. I was in a supermarket on, I think it was Thursday or Friday, and I do love my chocolate, to the point where, if I'm not careful, I could end up looking like a space hopper.
Chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. And,
what kind of chocolate? Not that rubbish that we produce in this country. Surely,
No,
unless they're advertising with those, in which case everyone should eat 2 bars a day.
Yeah.
It's
I tend
delicious.
to eat that, well-known organic one most of the time.
Am I right? Here's what I think about organic food. It doesn't taste very nice.
Well,
But organic and fair trade food doesn't really taste very nice. Particularly, I just don't think organic. Well, organic chocolate is like, meh. Organic wine is properly horrible. But fair trade anything, it always seems to be second class. Am I right about that, or?
Well,
being
I
unkind?
find with fruit, it does seem to have that, taste a bit more like it should do.
Well, unpleasant.
Well, organic strawberries don't have that chemical taste, I find.
Right.
Like they've been sprayed within an inch of their life. But anyhow, this chocolate I found, it was a sugar-free one. That's why it caught my eye.
Oh.
Yeah, and it wasn't actually that bad. It wasn't a sweet, but it was, had a pleasant nutty taste. And when I looked at the nutritional information, I noticed it had rather a lot of fibre in it, and it turns out they do add dietary fibre to the ingredients, and my goodness, it makes you sing afterwards. Within a few hours, my goodness.
Sing? What a nice way of putting it. Singing, eh?
Well, that's the polite way of putting it.
Right.
It certainly wasn't a...
Well, that's not chocolate, Ray. That's just brown product. I don't know what you'd call it. If it's got fibre in it, it's got no sugar. That's not chocolate, is it? Oh, right, yeah, all right. Thanks a lot, Ray. You're enjoying yourself a little too much. All right.
I am.
Cheers,
Have a good
mate.
night.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, no, I'm addicted to chocolate myself. I eat some every day.
Even organic chocolate?
No, not organic chocolate. I generally don't like organic or fair trade products. I know I should, but I don't. They usually don't taste as nice as ordinary.
Well, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like you having a Diet Coke after you've had a regular Coke. There's something missing.
Well, you see, I'm the other way around. I don't often drink anything like that because, my body is a temple and I don't pollute it.
Oh, of course.
But I could take Diet Coke, but full-on Coke, it's just like, that's...
Yeah, but when you were younger, didn't you start out on the regular stuff and then progress to the diet stuff when you got older?
Yeah, I'm on like about 4 cans of Diet Coke a day now, man, but I can handle it. I've just got a bit of a cold at the moment, that's all.
London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Here's one in Bolton. Hello, Tam.
Hi, Nick.
Tam.
Yeah, good show. You were just talking about eating junk food and that.
Yeah.
And you're saying you can't stand eating regular Coke. Well, actually, Diet Coke is more unhealthy than regular Coke is, because it's got all these dodgy additives, like phenylalanine and
aspartame, or whatever that is, yeah. No, you're probably right.
They're the kind of chemicals that are in chemical detergents and stuff.
And, yeah, and they probably dropped it on Vietnam as well.
Yeah, exactly. But didn't you used to drink regular Coke when you were younger?
No, the thing with full sugared drinks is they're not very thirst quenching. They make you thirsty, which is why I would prefer a Diet Coke, because although it's got all that extra stuff in it, it doesn't actually make you want to have a drink. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I actually find that drinking a regular Coke after playing football or something is actually very unhealthy, but it does kind of quench your thirst.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of a buzz. Yeah, because it's got a ton of sugar in it, which will get you going, and it's got the caffeine as well.
Yeah, but once you've got hooked on the regular stuff, Diet Coke just tastes like sweetness to me. You know the sweetness you get in those pops, and you pop into tea. All anything just tastes like sweetness to me now. Sweetness with a glorified sweetness.
I can't remember the last time I had a can of fizzy pop. In fact, there's a can in the fridge downstairs, and I eyed it up, and I thought, but I can't because it's not mine. So I nicked somebody's lactose-free milk substitute to go in the coffee. What's that then?
Is that soya milk or oat milk?
It was the only milk that was in the fridge, and I felt as I was taking it, I'm taking somebody's own personal private product here, because this is not something that people would ordinarily buy. You know, it's not milk. If milk's in the fridge in a place of work, then that's for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like a lactose-free type of thing, then somebody's bought that for themselves, and it's no touchy. But there was no milk in the fridge, so I had no choice. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but probably ruined the glass of milk, didn't it? I mean, the tea, sorry.
Well, the coffee tasted so horrible that I couldn't tell which was making it awful, the milk or the coffee itself.
Oh, God, because my little sister used to drink soya milk, because we thought that she was allergic to normal milk, but it turned out she was allergic to soya milk as well. So all those years of having to buy 20 cartons of soya milk from Tesco's.
Oh!
I mean, that's a bit of a waste of time, but we're trying oat milk, but that's a bit expensive as well, so...
Oat milk?
Yeah, oat milk. Quite nice, actually. It doesn't taste that different to regular milk.
Sounds hideous. Well, they don't have teats, do they? So it can't possibly be milk. It's like white...
How do they get milk out of oats, to be honest?
They have to squeeze really hard.
Squeezing really hard, yeah. What's your favourite chocolate, by the way?
Michel Cluizel. Michel Cluizel. Paul McCartney wrote a song about it. That's how great it is.
Sounded a bit, a bit posh, a bit...
Well, it's French. It's not posh, it's just French.
Middle class, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I am middle class. I mean, I can't pretend that I'm working...
Stick with dairy milk with whole nuts.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, you can. But I refuse to go there.
Or fruit and nut. You can't beat fruit and nut.
Well, the reason they put fruits and nuts in there is so that they don't have to put so much chocolate in there. No, that's absolutely true. The reason they put all that extra stuff in is because chocolate is so very expensive, and the more bits of thing they put in there, the less chocolate they have to give you.
So why is dairy milk less than fruit and nut in price? Answer that one.
I can't answer that one, Tam.
It's original.
You've given us something to ponder.
Yeah, well, just try Yorkie with biscuits and raisin. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, I absolutely will not do that, but thanks a lot, mate.
See you in a bit.
Cheers, ta-da. This is LBC, I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian Lee, and we will continue talking about the important issues and discussing the events of the day after the new news, which is coming up, I would say, what would you say, Chris, in about 20 seconds? On the nose.
London's LBC 97.3. 0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
No time for the old in and out, love. I've just come to read the meter.
Did you read about Sven in the Snooze of the World today?
What's he been up to now?
Oh, Struth. No end of, you know, naughty.
Didn't he move abroad?
I don't know where he lives now.
I thought he escaped the country because he was a hated man. Is that not right?
Well, I think that's putting it a bit strongly. Fled the country?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I think, you know, because...
he just went home, didn't he?
Oh.
He lives... This is not where he comes from.
Yeah, but he's got, like, a big home somewhere in London, doesn't he?
Oh, undoubtedly, yeah. I mean, it's being paid enough. He could afford the part of Chelsea that Roman Abramovich doesn't own.
Oh, yeah. But I'm sure I read that he fled because, you know, all the fans were sending him abusive, like, letters and stuff like that.
I saw the match against Brazil, and I don't know whether it was just the sound that was on my TV, but it seemed like the crowd was booing almost all the time.
Maybe you need to get your sound checked.
No, it did sound as though a large majority of the crowd was booing almost everything. Except for when David Beckham got the ball, and then they burst into a spontaneous round of applause. They really love him.
Oh,
but they hated everything else.
Is he going to get his knighthood?
Oh, this guy who's going on about this in the one of the papers today.
Because I thought
Bobby Robson.
I thought they heard them say that
there it is.
His knighthood would somehow depend on how he performed the other day.
It's all so silly. This is, I guess it's the Mail. David Beckham should not be considered for a knighthood for at least 10 years, believes Sir Bobby Robson. Amid rumours that Beckham is down for a knighthood this month, on the list drawn up by the outgoing Prime Minister, Sir Bobby accused Tony Blair of handing out honours too lightly. And what's Sir Bobby done?
What, recently?
Well, he was manager of England. Did we win anything under his munificent managership?
No.
No, not a thing.
I don't know. I don't follow football.
So why is he a sir? For just living that long. Oh, well done, mate. Sir Bobby, 74, the former England manager who was knighted in 2002, is on the Sports Honours Committee, one of 8 committees set up 3 years ago to recommend awards. You know, we're the only country in the world that does this.
What? Give out sirs?
Yeah. Sirs and lords and all
ladies.
That rubbish. Yeah.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like he just wants to be the only sir in football.
Well, he's not. All previous footballing knights, Tom Finney, Bobby Charlton, Jeff Hurst, Alex Ferguson, Trevor Brooking, Alf Ramsey and Stanley Matthews, as well as Bobby Robson, were in their late 40s or older when they received the honour. And, you know, Tony Blair's going to go out and he's going to give lots of honours, as all Prime Ministers do, to his mates.
Yes.
Close personal friends who will be able to get good tables in restaurants and be able to walk into directorships of companies and do 1 day a month for 40 grand a year. And if you can collect 10 of those, then you're on easy street for the rest of your life. Just because you've got a sir or a lord in front of your name, and they can put your name on their headed notepaper because it makes them look great.
Tony Blair, he'll become a sir, won't he?
He'll become a lord, I would imagine.
Really?
And in order to disguise the fact, to throw a smokescreen over them giving all of these, you know, throwing all these honours at their mates, they chuck a few at famous people, and so that's what the press will report.
Yeah.
It's the same as burying bad news on a good day, you know.
Try and distract the press.
Exactly. Exactly right, yeah. And if Tony gave it to all of his close persons, even if he gave it to his family, if he gave it to his wife and David Beckham, then the only thing that would appear in the newspapers is David Beckham, right? Because he is the new Princess Di.
Is he?
Oh, absolutely. He's still the new Princess Di.
How's he the Princess Princess Di?
In the respect that, on a slow news day, the newspapers, when Princess Di was alive, would always just put a picture of Princess Di on the front page, and it didn't matter what it was. She's got a new haircut, she's got a new dress, here she is coming out of a shop, here she is not coming out of a shop, here she is getting into a car, here she is... It doesn't matter what it is, just put a picture of Princess Di on the front page, and that will sell you more papers. And, as I say, on a slow news day, when you haven't got anything to put in there, you don't even have to have a story, just the picture will do. And when she died... For the longest time, Princess Di, Princess Di, the dead Princess Di was the new Princess Di. They continued to put stories in, but then, after a while, they couldn't really do that anymore. And
because they ran out of pictures?
Well, yeah, they just ran out of different ways to talk about the dead Princess Di, so they needed somebody new. And they tried Anthea Turner for a little bit, and that didn't work at all, because no one was remotely interested, and then David Beckham came along, and he whacked that goal in from his own half against Wimbledon, and then suddenly he was the new golden person for the tabloids.
So he was just in the right place at the right time?
It was the right face at the right time, yeah. Cambridge, G-Man.
What go on, innit? I said hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I know about that booing. You said about the booing on the England game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was all booing Frank Lampard, innit?
Yeah, but Frank Lampard wasn't on the ball that much, and the booing just continued.
Are you cussing him?
Am I what?
Are you dissing Frank Lampard? Because I won't take it.
That's not what I heard, mate. No, they were booing Frank Lampard, and they were booing back passes, and they were booing Brazil as well. This was a friendly. Every time Brazil got the ball, it sounded like just this outpouring of hate was coming out of the TV.
Maybe they just didn't think they were playing too well.
Well, they were, though. I mean, I was quite impressed. we held Brazil for almost the entire match. We were going to win that, and if the referee had done the right thing, I mean, it was a friendly, and the done thing is you don't put extra minutes on the end of a friendly. You just blow at 90 minutes, and that's it. You know, even if and there was hardly any hold-ups in the game, so they didn't need. My brain stopped. They didn't need the extra minutage at the end. What do you call that?
Extra time?
No, not extra time. It's the
injury time.
Injury time, whatever that's called. Total brain failure. Anyway, and he added 3 minutes on the end of it. If he hadn't done that, we would have won that game.
Yeah. Maybe they were booing the stadium. Maybe, you know,
booing the burger prices.
Yeah. You know, the seats are really uncomfortable, or...
Yeah, that's right. Or, yeah. Or they'd watched Big Brother the previous night, and they were still booing from watching Big Brother, yeah. Philip from South Norwood.
Oh, good evening, Nick.
It's Mr. Lister.
Actually, I've got a question for Chris.
Go ahead.
Chris, have you ever been to an High Stedford?
Only one that has taken part in like, my primary school.
All right, because I gather they had quite a big one last week in Wales, and I wondered, you know, what was it like, Chris? Because we had one at our school, and I just wondered if you could, you know...
I thought I thought there was, like, the World Cup. I thought there was the Eisteddfod, but that's not the case.
It's not a tournament.
Isn't it?
Well,
I thought it was.
Kind of like. I don't really understand it at all.
Where did you go to school?
Just outside Cardiff.
Right.
But...
You don't have to say that with shame.
Well...
Be proud.
But, for the Eisteddfods that happen in these schools, is kind of just a celebration of all things Welsh.
What is an Eisteddfod? Because I thought it was a singing competition.
Well, the definition in the dictionary, Nick and Chris, is a Welsh festival with competitions in music, poetry, drama, and art.
Wow, that sounds really interesting.
Boring! No, the reason I wanted to know is that when I was in secondary modern school, you know, not so high, every year we had an Eisteddfod. I think it was a Welsh teacher, and it was one of the highlights of the year. It got everybody involved in composition, drama, poetry, things that you would never do for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And it was a competition, and it was really, really interesting, you know, and it set me wondering if Chris had ever been to one, what it was like.
It was kind of, yeah, you kind of had to, like, paint pictures and try and, you know, kind of compete against your peers and...
Don't they have a special, a person is crowned for his poetry, Chris?
Yeah.
I believe they give him a name, don't they?
The Bard, is it?
Is it? I think it might be. I mean, I've always wanted to go to one, you know, just to see what it was like.
Yeah, there's some kind of crowning ceremony that happens at the end of it, and it's something to do with poetry and
an amateur singing competition. That sounds like a night. I mean, the X Factor.
Well, choirs, I expect. Possibly choirs.
Is that what that is? Right.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Nick, you'll have to get a copy of USA Today tomorrow for yourself. I'm afraid I won't be able to phone in tomorrow night.
Okay.
So you have to get your own list.
All right. And that tomorrow night is going to be things that... What is it?
It's things that have disappeared, isn't it? I believe, yes.
Things that have disappeared?
Yes.
Well, maybe I'll do that tonight, and then we'll see if we can marry up the list.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Anyway, Nick, all the best.
And you. Things that have disappeared. 0870 90 90 973. Things that have disappeared.
I'm thinking.
Brain cells. That's all I can come up with right now.
Will to live.
Yes. This is LBC.
London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Would you mind if I say a few words? Thank you.
So, just the normal, you know, anything you like, plus, let's construct a list of things that have disappeared.
Right. And it could be anything?
Absolutely anything at all.
Right.
Your mind is a blank.
Well, yeah, I haven't thought about it yet.
Wandsworth. Hello, Dan.
White dog food.
Well, that's what I was thinking of. That's the only thing I could come up with, but I didn't want to say it. White dog poo. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And, you being quite as rude to the guests as you were in the 90s, that's disappeared as well.
Yeah, well, you know, you've got to move on.
Cheers, bye.
Ta-ta. White. Right, I'm going to make a list. Let's hope that the most unpleasant one is already, we've already got that one out of the way. Derbyshire. Hello, Alan.
Hi.
Alan.
You want about things which have disappeared?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was about to say, it would be your audience if you keep on about Big Brother.
Here is, Barnsley. Hi, Louise.
Hi, Nick. You know what's disappearing?
Go on.
Whisper bars.
Huh?
Whisper bars.
Whisper bars.
Yeah, the chocolate bars. I haven't seen them for ages.
I've never even heard of them.
Haven't you? Caramel and chocolate.
Whisper bars.
Yeah.
Well, there's no end of bars that are, there's no end of bars that are caramel and chocolate.
I know, but they were really nice because they were like aero bars crossed with caramel and stuff. So it was real nice.
Right. Okay, I'll write it down.
Okay. You're not, you can't think of what they are, can you?
Well, well, you've described them perfectly.
They came in a blue wrapper.
Oh, well, you should have said. Blue wrapper, you say. Whisper bars. All right, I'll write it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheers, Louise.
Thanks, Nick.
Ta-ta. Dunstable. Chino.
Hi.
Hiya.
Hiya. Puppies.
Pardon?
Puppies on the motorway.
Puppies.
Yes. When I was a little girl, I distinctly remember whenever we went away on holiday, there would be puppies all along the motorway, and they've virtually disappeared now.
Puppies?
You don't remember that?
Are you saying puppies? Small dogs?
Puppies, little red flowers.
Oh, puppies!
Yes.
Hands up who thought she was saying puppies. Everyone. Puppies!
That would be my Dunstable accent, wouldn't it?
Right. Puppies! Okay. Yes. On the motorway? I don't remember that. But I'll write it down anyway.
A few years, but I don't think I'm as old as you are.
Oh, thanks a lot. I suppose,
and there's letter writing, that's disappeared.
Letter writing, yeah, that's a very good one, yeah, letter writing. When was the last time you got an envelope that had handwriting on it? When was the last time you got an envelope that didn't have a window on it?
Yes.
I hate those.
You had a real stamp on it.
Right, yeah.
Nowadays, isn't it?
I read today that the most used image in the world is the Queen's head on a stamp.
Yes.
200 billion copies of that are in have been in use, and there's going to be some sort of celebration.
Her imperial reach was far and wide.
That's right. So far, white dog poo, whisper bars, poppies on the motorway, and letter writing. Thanks a lot, Chino.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
my dear. Ta-da. Selsdon. Alex.
Nick, okay, man?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
All right. I want to tell you about a very funny internet site I found. It's about some of the appalling things people do to their cars, thinking that it makes them look better.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Your Car is S-Word. And if you come up with that, some of the stuff on there is just unreal. Like spoilers like ironing boards on X-Reg Fiestas that have been painted with Burberry check.
Oh.
Yeah, and you get to rate the cars, and it's from awful to effing appalling. It's great, right? It doesn't seem to run out of cars. You can sit there for 3 hours going through these monstrosities. Also, I wanted to say, you're a very brave man talking about the creationism yesterday, because it's amazing you didn't have an onslaught. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not doing this show in the deep south of America.
Well, I'm glad to hear it as well. I wanted to tell you I've stolen a Bill Hicks joke, which I think I'm going to get the chance to use, because just lately there's a Christian bookshop that has a car park for staff only right next to my tobacconist. And what I've been doing is parking in there, and if they catch me, I should just say, forgive me. You lot are meant to be good at forgiving, aren't you?
Maybe it was better when Bill told it. Elliot, if you're going to talk to me on the air. I can't hear two people at once.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Alex how the bus was.
We had a conversation yesterday. I was looking after Anthony Davis, and Anthony got held up due to an accident between a bus and a car, which of course the bus won. The bus was being driven by none other than Alex in Selsdon, who rang us in, told us all about it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird. And, well, we don't think this was real, but we did have a text from the guy who was slightly worse off in the Peugeot. But no, Alex was the guy who was actually driving that particular bus.
It's like the circle of life, ain't it?
Small world, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Middlesbrough. Hello, Midge.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes.
Oh, talking about disappearing.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just before she disappeared, I saw a mouse.
Where?
You know, that music. Do that music.
Yeah, but you saw a mouse? Where?
Under the stairs.
There on the stair.
There on the stairs.
Close, no cigar.
Right there, a little mouse with clogs on. Well, I declare, going clip-clippity-clop on the stair.
Oh, yeah.
Blackboards.
Yeah.
You don't see any more blackboards, do you?
Because it's racist.
Oh, is it?
That's what I read in the paper the other day. Yeah, you can't have blackboards because it's racist.
You didn't read that.
I did. And they said they have to be whiteboards, and I thought, well, that's worse, surely.
Yeah.
They eliminated the black and gave us the white. That's worse.
That is worse.
But blackboards were never black. They were green.
They were, well, grey.
Well, they were green.
Grey.
Green.
Grey.
They only seemed grey because they had a thin film of chalk dust on them, but they were actually a very dark green, because the colour green is the most easy on the eye. And you can tell that when you go into the countryside, having been in London, mate, and you will go out into where it is green, you can feel the muscles around your eyes relaxing.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I've seen blackboards. Actual proper blackboards.
Yeah. And they're green, right?
Groovy. No.
Grey, you say? Here's Crouch End. Damien.
I need to ask you a question, and it's nothing to do with LBC, but it's the, some quiz lines that you get, and they say lines close at a certain time, calls will cost this much money. If you call after the lines close, you will still be charged. Why?
Who says that?
Well, they say the lines close at, say, 12 o'clock. If you call after that time, you will still be charged. Why will you be charged? If a shop is closed, it's closed. Why are you still charged?
I've never heard that.
You've got your ears open.
No, I've never heard that. Lines, if lines are closed, lines are closed. You can't, how can you call a line that's closed?
Yeah, but they say that the lines close at this time. If you call after that time, you will still
be charged. Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Well, you will hear it, and maybe you can answer my question, because that's been bugging me for a while. It's like,
all right, I'll contemplate that and get back to you. All right, I've never heard that before. You've heard that before?
Never.
I mean, I've heard the phrase "lines will close at whenever," but not if you still call, you'll still get charged. I've never heard that.
Well, I think that's just a recent thing.
What kind of show was that on, Damien?
Sorry, say again?
What kind of show was that on?
Deal or No Deal, Channel 4's Paul O'Grady show.
Really?
All of them, basically. All of the premium show lines. We've had this whole furor about not saying the...
Right, that's your fault for watching Deal or No Deal. Wean yourself off it, mate. You'll be a better person for it. Those are entire hours every day that you'll never get back.
I actually don't watch it. It's like I'm working on the computer and it's on the TV. It kind of distracts me from the stress of work. And they say, like,
so you
the
do
line
watch
close
it
at
then?
10, and if you call after that time,
You'll still be charged. Right, well, don't call.
Well, no, I don't. But I'm just saying, why are you charged? It's like it closes.
Yes.
If a shop's shut, you can't go in and buy some food. So
Right.
just, you know, turn the computer off.
Yeah. I don't get it, mate, but stop watching. And stop pretending that you're not watching.
Okay, then, I'll do that.
All right,
Thank you
cheers.
very much. You're brilliant, by the way. I've been listening to you carrying on for me and Lee, and you're a good bloke.
All right, thanks a lot.
Cheers, mate.
Here's Kensington. Joanne. Hello, Joanne.
Hello.
Joanne.
Yes, that guy was talking about, well, whatever, and it was, did you not listen to Gary's phone funnel?
Who?
Gary. Was it Gary?
Gary's phone funnel.
Yeah, yesterday.
Gary, your LBC colleague on LBC. Gary King.
Gary King.
Yesterday?
Yes? Wasn't it yesterday or today? Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday.
And they said the same thing. And I did the phone funnel, and they said that the voice said, if you ring after it's closed, you will still be charged.
Don't ring after it's closed, Joanne.
Well, I didn't.
That'd be a foolish thing to do.
No, I didn't.
Right.
And another thing...
and another thing.
You can't have blackboards, but you can have white chalk. Or can't have white chalk. Whatever.
That wasn't a very well thought out thought.
No, was it?
You're as bad at this as I am.
I know.
All right, thanks, Joanne.
Okay.
Cheers, my dear. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, blackboards are green. I absolutely promise you that blackboard... If you could find one, I'll prove it to you.
Well, I can't because they've disappeared.
Yeah, that's right enough. Yeah. But when you do see green, you do feel your eyes starting to relax. All the muscles around your eyes go...
Yowza.
As soon as you see green, it's like, ah...
Well,
that's why blackboards used to be green, because if the kids are staring at them all the time, their eyes would become tired if it was actually black. So they made them green so as to make it easier to stare at for long periods of time.
You might be right, because I do have a touch of colour blindness, so...
Do you?
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up? Oh, not that kind of blindness.
No.
Right. Here is Forest Hill. Hello, Karen.
Hello. I'm
Karen.
ringing up about something that's disappeared.
Yes.
Crimpline. Do you remember Crimpline? When I was a teenager, my mum made me a pair of hot pants out of turquoise Crimpline.
That sounds hideous.
You don't remember it? It was a bit like thin polystyrene, but it was a very popular cloth at the time.
Crimpline. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't think I'd be able to spot it in a lineup. What does it look like?
It looks a bit like, you know, this sort of underlay they put under carpet.
Really?
Yeah, sort of thin and, synthetic.
Purple Crimpline hot pants.
While I'm on the line to you, I just wanted to say something. Am I the only listener? Because I listen to lots of LBC programmes, and everybody's always talking about what was on TV, but I don't actually watch TV. Just wondered if I'm a rarity.
No, I don't think you are. Not here, anyway. I think you're a rarity in the public at large. But I think there's a lot of people who listen to LBC that don't have televisions. I hear that quite a lot, yeah.
You do? Okay.
How do you get by, Karen?
Well, you know, reading, listening to music.
Yeah, doing all that intelligent stuff and not wasting your life.
Finding crimpline outfits.
Right. All right, thanks, Karen. Cheers,
Bye.
ta-da. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't watch TV, and you're missing screeching blonde bimbettes jumping up and down, saying how pink everything is, and you're missing nothing really.
Damn, I forgot to set the video recorder.
Oh yeah, well, there's an hour that you will get back.
London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Are you trying to be funny? Because I'm all out of laughs.
So I'm trying to make a list of things that have disappeared, and we've so far got white dog poo, whisper bars, poppies on the motorway. I don't really ever remember poppies on the motorway.
No, I think she was making that up.
Letter writing.
Yeah.
Which is an excellent one, yes. No one does that anymore. Blackboards and crimpline.
I've got another one.
I thought you were going to say you got some crimpline.
Oh, no, I don't even know what that is. You never see any more bins on the tube.
Yes. Well, they've just started bringing back clear plastic bags that hang from a hoop, so that you can see what's in them.
Yeah, but that just looks messy, so they don't really put many of those up, because you can see all the rubbish. You know, so that's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Yes.
But, yeah, you haven't got any bins anymore.
I was reading in one of the papers today about, do you do recycling, put all your plastics in one, and your papers in the other, and your glass in another, and all that rubbish?
Well, I just found out that we had a recycling box in our flat, and I was just using it as an overflow bin, but apparently we were using it for recycling.
You get fined.
I will.
Apparently, they're taking all of those things that you sort, you know, you're like a bag of paper and a bag of plastic and a bag of glass, and they're dumping them all in the same lorry, and then they're just taking it and sticking it in a landfill site.
Are they?
Yes. Like, what's the point? But of course, if you don't separate them before they collect them, they will fine you, and then once they collect them, they just chuck them all in a lorry and they stick them in a big hole in the ground. Here is Earl's Court. Hello, Gordon.
Yeah, hello. I was talking about your list of things that have disappeared.
Yes.
You should take blackboards off the list.
Really?
Because in the big lecture theatres at my uni, they've got them. In the smaller rooms, you use the whiteboards, but in the big lecture theatres, they've got big blackboards on.
Now, is that just because they're very old and they haven't got the money to change them?
Well, it's run like a business, so you think they've got the money, but...
Which place of learning is this?
It's Imperial College.
Right. Well, you'd think they'd have all the money in the world.
Yeah, they seem to. They seem to do enough building around.
But are they new blackboards, or is it just an old lecture theatre and they haven't modernised it yet?
Well, no, they seem quite new. I mean, it is quite an old building, but they update it quite a lot.
Right.
And they are, in fact, green. They're not black.
Yeah, that's right. See? You listening to this, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll put brackets around it, because I suspect that they're just old blackboards that they haven't got around to changing yet. The thing with blackboards is, and it's the same thing with the difference between fountain pens and biros. Blackboards, those Nobbo boards with the fibre tip pens, they don't write well. Everyone's handwriting looks bad on them, whereas chalk, it drags a bit, so you can actually write more fluidly. And it's the same with fountain pens and biros. Biros, they just skate across the paper, and no one's handwriting looks very good with them. But fountain pens, they drag, so it slows you down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Just put up a red light or something like that, or put your hand in the air, Chris, when I cease to make sense. It's bound to happen between now and 1. All right, thanks, Gordon.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Ta-da. Making a list of things that have disappeared. White dog poo, whisper bars, poppies on the motorway, letter writing, blackboards we're not sure about, and crimpoline. That's what we've got so far. 08 70 90 90 973.
What about things that should disappear? Can we add?
Well, that's
we did a new list of that. As well?
Sure. Why not?
I think there's far too much denim about. People are too reliant on it.
Well, I read today that it's just the very thing. It's the most fashionable, blah blah. In fact, the Daily Telegraph has become a silly newspaper. There were 3 pages the other day on how men should wear their jeans and what swimsuits you should be wearing this summer and all that sort of silly magazine-y stuff. I thought the Telegraph used to be a serious paper, and now it's become like a silly lifestyle magazine almost.
Was it in the magazine or?
No, it was in the body of the paper itself. 3 pages detailing how men should wear their jeans. I mean, come on. Anybody that buys the Daily Telegraph, almost by definition, shouldn't be wearing jeans.
Were you wearing jeans?
At the time, no, I was wearing tracky pants. Let's have a mobile. Hello?
Hello, I was talking about you guys saying about how things have started disappearing now.
Yeah.
I just want to say that at my school I've actually still got a couple of blackboards as well.
Right, are they old or new?
They're old, but there's quite a couple left actually.
Right. Well, as soon as they get some money, then they'll be replacing them with Nobbo boards.
Really? Because at my school it's Royal Russell, and it's quite an expensive school, so I would have thought they would have changed it by now.
Huh. Well, I have no answer to that. Perhaps they just like the old and fusty nature of chalk. It's, speaks of quality and old values.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that'll be it. All right, thanks, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Here is another one. Hello?
Hello there. You talk about blackboards. Have
Yeah.
none of your people ever been into a pub to look at the lunchtime menu?
Good point. And the people that write menus in pubs, they seem to have the best handwriting.
I think they employ people to do it.
Yeah, I thought that too. But can they really be a profession where you go around pubs and just write on a blackboard?
Yeah, there is, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know that for a fact?
I do, yes. Because my local pub, I've often seen the girl who comes in to do it.
They have a... That seems incredible, doesn't it? That's actually a better career structure than I want to be famous. I'd like to write on chalkboards in pubs. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Here's, Maidenhead. Zaggy.
Zaggy, yes, it's me. Hi.
Zaggy.
Hi, yeah. That's not my proper name. My proper name is Zagam, but a lot of people shorten it to Zaggy.
Rightio.
And I'd like to say that something that's gone missing these days is milkmen. When I was young, there used to be lots of milkmen.
That's right.
And I don't see any anymore at all.
I know. Where have all the milk floats gone?
Seriously?
Yeah. Does anybody get milk delivered anymore? Does that even happen anymore?
I don't think so. I've never heard of it. You know, you have to pop down to your local superstore and get the milk.
You used to get all sorts of things from the milkman. You used to get yoghurt from the milkman, and bread he used to bring around, and,
eggs.
orange juice in milk bottles.
There was eggs as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Lots of things.
Yeah. You used to get woken up at 6 o'clock by him. That's what you used to get.
But the greatest thing was that, you know, you could just wake up, open the door, and you know that the milk is going to be there.
Well, you know that the blue tits will have pecked the top off the milk before you got there
Yeah,
and
that
taken
was
the
really
cream.
fun as well.
Yeah.
You know, when I was really young, I used to look at that and think, what on earth is this? You know, why are there holes? And I used to think that maybe there was somebody, you know, just playing a prank and just coming down the street and putting holes in the tops. But then only later, you know, like a few years later, I figured out that actually it was the birds.
Evil birds. That's right, yeah. Okay, milkman. I'll add it to the list.
Great.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you, bye.
Let's have, Addiscombe. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
Claire.
Putting up blackboards. We bought some blackboard paint for the children so we could make them a blackboard to play with in the chalks in the garden, and it's definitely black.
Right. Well, the blackboard paint might be black, but I'm not going to back down on my position that blackboards in schools are green, and I think it's because green is an easier colour to look at than black.
I agree with green's an easier colour.
Yeah.
I was just listening about the milk as well. I've got a milkman who comes round.
Do you?
Yep. So there are definitely still milkmen.
And does he just serve milk now, or can you get all sorts?
You can get all sorts, but we just get the milk.
Right.
Yeah, with the children, they in the toy department, anywhere, they've always got blackboards as well, little blackboards, for them to play with chalk on.
It's like
It hasn't disappeared completely.
a stroll down memory lane. All right. Thanks, Claire.
Mine too, yeah.
Cheers. Ta-ra. Let's have St Albans. Ricky.
Haven't you worn that out yet?
No, not yet.
I look forward to the day when you do.
Okay.
Tizer, the drink.
Do they not have that anymore?
I can't find anything.
Tizer.
I scoured the supermarkets and with no luck.
There's a drink that is sort of like it, same sort of colour.
Iron Brew.
Iron Brew, yeah, that's an excellent drink.
Scottish,
it's a Scottish drink. Why there should be a fizzy drink that is only available in Scotland, I don't know. But
you can get it down here.
Can
you? Used to be able to, but can't find Tizer anywhere, and I can't remember who used to make it either.
Well, it'll be one of the giant conglomerates.
I'll tell you something that I wish would disappear.
Go on.
Tony Blair and his mates.
Well, any time now. Hold your breath, Ricky.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ra.
Bye.
Okay. Tony Blair. Am I actually going to make this list? Denim and Tony Blair. And specifically Tony Blair in denim. These are things that should disappear. He says, writing it down in really poor handwriting, because he's using a biro. And things that have disappeared. The have disappeared is a much bigger list than the should disappear. Should disappear so far, denim and Tony Blair. And have disappeared, white dog poo, whisper bars, whatever they are, poppies on the motorway, letter writing, blackboards, despite much evidence to the contrary, Crimpline, Milkman and Tizer. Clapham. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick.
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 Nick. Hello.
Yes, Nick.
Yeah, you know these guys that used to go around on stilts and they used to light the street lights? I don't know if they've disappeared, but I haven't seen any for a while.
Lamp men. Or
Yeah,
is that what they call them?
around on the stilts.
Well,
Gaslighters.
gaslighters.
Gaslighters?
Yeah, well, not since the introduction of electricity have there been many of those. But I suppose, in a sense, they have disappeared. Yeah, lamplighters.
What do you reckon they're doing now then?
I think they're dead, probably.
Do you reckon they're selling those lighters 10 for a pound on the corner or something?
Well, their sons are, yeah.
Or their sons have done.
Yes, exactly right.
So is that they've definitely disappeared then? Because I'm always looking out for them.
Oh, yeah? Well, keep your eyes peeled, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Cheers, ta-ra.
Bye.
Here's Kent. Simon.
Hello, Nick.
Simon.
Tizer is still available.
Is it?
Yes, you can get it in corner shops.
How about Iron Brew?
Iron Brew is definitely still available. We sell it in the store I'm security for.
Is that right? Is that, okay. Is that a supermarket?
It is. It's Sainsbury's.
Without mentioning any brand names. Sainsbury's, you say?
Yes.
Right.
Also, Milkman.
Yeah.
We used to have one, but we used to expect the milk about 6 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't get it till 2 in the afternoon, so we decided to cancel it.
By which time it will be almost off, like warm and undrinkable. Yeah.
Yes. So it'd be a bit pointless when you want it for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well that's perhaps one of the reasons why they're going. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Simon.
Okay. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Things that have disappeared. Lamplighters. Well,
Yeah.
you might as well say chimney sweeps.
Yeah. Something that should disappear.
Yes.
Mouse mats.
Why?
Because surely the mice, that they invent today can just work on any surface.
Is the plural of a computer mouse mice? I always wondered that.
Well, that's what I'm using. That's what I've been saying for ever since they've been around.
But that doesn't... It seems wrong, though, doesn't it? The plural of computer... of a computer mouse is... Mice. That just doesn't seem right, does it?
Yeah, if you had a box of mice at home.
But it just doesn't seem right. It seems weird. It seems like a strange thing to say.
Get used to it.
Here's Worcester Park. Hello, Sue.
Hello.
Sue.
Hello, Nick. Yes, coastlines.
Pardon?
The coastline.
The coastline?
Yes, in East Anglia.
Oh, it's disappearing.
Well, it's disappeared. Didn't you see a documentary? They showed you one about 50 years ago. There were houses, pubs, a church, and it's all gone into the sea.
Huh. It used to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. And now it's in it. All right, I'll add it to the list.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Sue.
Thank you.
Things that have disappeared and things that should disappear. Mouse mats. You're right, that your little pewter thing should work on the table.
Isn't it a strange thing that we have to create this new little bit of surface just for the mouse?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. You're quite right. You keep thinking that's what you do best. All right. Here's Basildon. Hello, Lynn.
Hello, darling.
Lynn.
Hello. We're talking about the mouse. I've got one you don't have to move around. I've got the ball. The ball moves the cursor around.
Right.
And that's much easier. You don't need... I do have a rest, so I rest my wrist on, and it's much more comfortable than resting it on the table.
Is it called a wrist rest?
No, it's called a mouse mat. It's called exactly the same, but you don't move the mouse around to move the cursor. You just move the ball with your finger.
Right, but the rest that you put your wrist on...
It should be called a wrist rest.
It's a wrist rest, yeah.
Bit of a tongue twister, that, isn't it?
It is a little bit, yeah.
Well, things that have disappeared.
Yes.
Bus conductors.
Excellent. Bus conductors, yes. Hold tight, please. You don't get that anymore.
You don't, and ding ding, no, you don't get that anymore, do you? Only get the ding when someone wants to get off to press... I don't use the buses, I drive. But, a few months ago I had to use the bus because my car had to be seen to. And you pay as you get on, and you just ring the bell to get off, and no one rings the bell to start. It's left to the driver.
Yeah, he just makes it up as he goes along.
That's right.
I always wanted to be a bus conductor.
But that was a good job, wasn't it? You know, walking down, and not only that, he kept order, I think. You know, if you saw anything untoward, he was sort of, no, sit down, boys, behave yourself, you know.
That's right, and he put your luggage in his little little hole where he stands.
Help you with it, lift it up above your head and put it in the luggage compartment. Yeah.
I think that
Good old days.
red Ken should be horsewhipped for getting rid of those buses.
Yeah, because they've done a load of people out of a job.
Well, yeah, that's awful, but never mind about that. It's just that, how could he get rid of those? They are London.
That's right, they are London, the bus conductors, those type of buses, yeah. You hop on, and you don't have to wait for, to pay your fare first. You hop on, and when you're on safely, the conductor rings the bell to take off again. And
Ding, ding, it goes.
That's right.
Oh, this
ding,
is
ding,
a stroll
off they
down
go.
memory lane, yeah. And you could crucially, you could get off wherever you liked.
Well, I don't know about that, no.
These days
they have specific bus stops.
Well, they do, yeah, but if you're stuck in traffic, you could just hop off, right?
Well, you could, yeah.
These days, you've got to wait to the stop. Nightmare.
That's right, yeah.
All right, I'll add it to the list. Thanks a lot, Lynn.
Thank you, Nick.
Cheers, my dear. Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
Here is Crouch End. Hello, Damien.
Hello, first time caller. Or maybe I called earlier on. But I've got it. Petrol pump attendants.
Ah, well, you know what? You're absolutely right, yeah. You'd have to go to the deep south of America to get a petrol pump attendant anymore.
Maybe Thailand. They have them there still, but they're phasing them out because they do it a couple of cents cheaper per litre.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember paying someone to fill up your tank?
Well, they disappeared before, long before I had a car. But I don't think when you say pay someone, you mean tip them?
Well, exactly. I mean, what did you do? They filled up your tank? Did you give them 5p? Or...
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to ask my parents, because I've never seen one. The full service. That's what you want. Lift the hood and check the oil.
You never was in a car where you had your petrol filled up?
Well, yeah, but I was a kid in the back fighting with my brother about, oh, you're on my side, all that sort of thing. That kids
and one other
do.
thing is Quattro.
Quattro?
It was a fruity drink that was available in, like, the 80s, and it was like a big advertising campaign that disappeared. It's called Quattro.
Quattro fruit drink?
Yeah, it looks like a fizzy drink.
Sounds horrible. I'll stick it on the list.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Damien.
Thank you. Bye.
This list is huge. Where are we now? Out at 55. Radio is Shepperton. Hello, Alice. Yo, Alice. Alice is gone down the rabbit hole. Kent. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Joe.
Hello.
Yes, Joe. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great, mate.
Good. Pacers.
What's that?
Pacers. P-A-C-E-R-S. They were minty chews. Sweet.
Pacers Minty Chews.
Yeah, they were like Chewits, but they were a minty flavour.
Oh, hey, you know what? That sounds nice.
They were green and white striped, and they were very nice. Well, you can't get them anymore.
Oh, I could do with a couple of pounds of that right now.
Nice.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
Things that have disappeared. White dog poo, whisper bars, poppers on the motorway, letter writing, blackboards, crimpoline, milkmen, Tizer, lamplighters, the coastline. Very topical. Bus conductors, petrol pump attendants, Quattro fruit drink, and Pacers Minty Chews. Surbiton. Hello, Paul.
Nick, evening to you.
Paul.
Nick, Ben Elton, I can't claim any originality of this, but it was such a great sketch. You know those, rugs that, certain people have on top of their toilets?
Yes.
What is the point?
Well, didn't they not match the rugs that went around the base of the toilet?
Well, we all know what the basement bit is for, Nick. Come on. We all
Catching
know
urine.
Yeah, well, yeah, but what's the point of top it?
A furry toilet lid, yeah. I don't know. What was the point of covering your spare toilet roll with a doll with a large dress?
That goes with it. It's just... What is the point?
Yes.
Does that go to the list?
What would we call them?
Ben Elton called them carpets on top of the toilets. He said you might as well put a table on top of that. You know, a couple of chairs and turn it into a tea set.
Well, flats are so small these days that I'm sure developers are thinking about doing just that, yeah. Don't give them any ideas. All right, thanks, Paul. I'll try and figure out what to call it and stick it on the list. All right.
Bye.
This is LBC.
50,000.
London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Come on, we're running late!
Let's have West London. Zane.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Yes, Zane.
It's Prime Minister Zane.
How are you, sir?
How do you know I'm from West London?
Because it says that on my screen.
How does Chris know?
I don't know, mate.
Alright. How about this? Single blade razors. Remember them?
Yeah, that's good. Single blade razors, yeah. The ones that you used to have to screw into the little thing there.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah.
Remember them?
Only your granddad has them now.
I used to have one.
How's your face? Sliced to ribbons, I bet.
Yeah, they are actually.
Actually, razors that have 2 blades, you can't get them anymore, can you? They've got 7 now. It's just ridiculous.
It is, isn't it?
Mind you, it does make your face feel as smooth as a very smooth thing. Now they got those things that can shave other parts of your body as well, which were advertised, as I said the other day, in my gym with a picture of 2 kiwi fruit that had been shaved. Why would you want to shave a kiwi fruit? Think about it, Zane. Cheers, mate. Here is Sydenham. Hello, Jan.
Hello there.
Jan.
Yeah, just thought I'd let you know two things. One thing is, in the Isle of Wight, there is a garage down there, and it has just two pumps, and you don't serve yourself, they serve you. And that's
Right.
in the Isle of Wight.
Well, the Isle of Wight is living in a different decade to the rest of us, isn't it?
That's right. And the other thing is, it was really funny you just saying about the old-fashioned razor blades.
Yes.
We've just been having a tip out, unfortunately, we lost someone, so we've just having a tip out, and we found an old-fashioned mug with a brush at the side.
Oh, yeah.
Granddad used to sort of stick it in and stick it all over his face.
And I bet I know what he stuck on his face afterwards. Old Spice.
Bits of paper. Yeah,
oh, well,
Old
bits of
Spice.
paper, yeah.
Yeah, Old Spice, that's it. That's my smelly. Old
Yes.
Spice. Thank you.
The smell of Grandad. All right, thanks a lot, Jan.
Bye.
All right, cheers. We're coming up with a list of things that have disappeared. How about Guildford? Hello, Bob.
Hi.
Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Yes, Bob. How you going?
I'm fine. I would like to talk about things that have disappeared. The Battersea Fun Fair.
Battersea Fun Fair.
You see, I came to England, I'm originally Iranian, in 1966 when I was 14 years old. I spent every day going to the Battersea Fun Fair.
Where was that? Battersea.
That was the Battersea, just over Battersea Bridge, as you're going south of the river, in Battersea Park.
Okay.
And then in
I'm with you.
1971, when I came back to England, and I've been here since, I went there a couple of times, and they closed it down. It was a lovely place to go.
So Battersea Fun Fair has disappeared, as has most of Battersea Power Station.
Exactly. Well, I don't remember the power station. I was too young when I first came. But I loved the Battersea Fun Fair. We had the Big Dipper, which was the biggest, like, a roller coaster at the time. And there was lots of you had this cars that you would bump into each other, race around the track. And
Bumper cars.
Yeah, bumper cars. There was loads of stuff going on. I really was so disappointed when they closed it down.
Oh. Well, you're over it now, though, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Life goes on.
I know.
All right, cheer up, Bob. Thanks a lot, mate.
Bye.
Things that have disappeared, we're coming up with a list. We've also got a list that's running alongside it, that Chris has suggested. Things that should disappear, which is a very small list in comparison. Denim, Tony Blair, and mouse mats. Is that it?
So far.
Rightio. Cheam, Eveling.
Hello.
Evelyn.
I've still got a milkman.
Have you?
Yes, and he comes early in the morning.
Just as the sun is rising.
He comes twice a week, on Mondays and Fridays, and he will deliver all sorts of things, shopping and even compost.
What?
Compost he'll deliver.
What? Right, that sounds horrible. Compost on the same van as food.
Well, whether it's, I assume it is, yes.
Does he,
I haven't actually had it, but my neighbour has.
Right, does he deliver satisfaction, Eveling?
Yes.
Right, well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, my dear. Cheers.
Bye.
Things that have disappeared. White dog poo, whisper bars, poppers on the motorway, letter writing, blackboards, crimpoline, milkmen, Tizer, lamp-lighters, the coastline, bus conductors, petrol pump attendants, Quattro fruit drink, Pacers minty chews, furry toilet lid covers, single blade razors, and Battersea funfair. That's what we've got so far.
It's 12 o'clock. London's LBC 97.3.
Correct.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Things that have disappeared. Got any more? Things that should disappear. That's, so far, a very short list. Only 3 things on it. Denim. I don't know, denim.
Yeah, it's just that everyone's wearing it.
Yeah.
You know, you go...
The thing with denim is that it's actually not very comfortable, because it's neither warm in the winter nor cool in the summer. You've got to be... It's like spring or autumn. That's about the only time of year that it's actually comfortable to wear it.
But you know what it is.
And it doesn't stretch. It doesn't really move with you. If you go up the stairs, it's still standing still.
But it's heavy duty is what it is.
Right.
You know, so, but it's just when you go on the tube, you know, I was looking down the tube the other day and there's just like a whole row of people in jeans.
We're one of the worst dressed countries in the Western world.
Did you just make that up?
No, well, yeah. We look awful. And you only really notice that when you go to somewhere where people look, people make an effort, like France or Italy.
Do they?
They look gorgeous over there, yeah. And Holland, I mean, everyone kind of dresses the same, more or less the same as we do, unobtrusively in Holland. But crucially, they're all 6 foot and blonde and gorgeous, so they look better in it. In it.
I dress for comfort.
Obviously.
Oh.
I hope you don't find that offensive when I say that. I completely agree, yes.
Yeah, but, you know, just they're comfy clothes, but doesn't mean they're ugly, are they? Is that what you're saying?
I've got no idea. I can only see you from the chin up.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what you're wearing.
Fair point.
But, I mean, look at me. I'm a disgrace. I can't say anything in, you know... Don't take any abuse from me in that regard.
You look like you dress for comfort.
Exactly. Orpington. Hello, John.
Oh, hi, yeah. You're saying about things that disappeared. The actual fact that chimney sweeps are flourishing.
Are they?
Still around, yep. They've got one in West Wickham, not far from me, and they have others around. It's starting to come back, actually, believe it or not, with open fires.
Right, because everyone wants the real thing.
They're still doing pretty well. I was quite surprised when I actually saw this advertised on a guy's van, but he assures me that he's got plenty of work.
Right. Okay, I'll take it off the list.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
All the best. Bye.
We always want we're willing to take corrections. Where is it on this list? Oh, I didn't even put it on the list. So he corrected it, but there was no correction necessary. There's a correction in the Mail today. You know, the Mail lately have been monstering Jon Snow, saying that he was having sensual interface with someone who he shouldn't oughta. And furthermore, he was saying...
Want to score some pot?
Smoking the marijuana. Well, today it says, on the inside cover of the Mail on Sunday, it says, I guess it's yesterday now, isn't it? Over the past two Sundays, it's been running for 2 weeks now, we have published stories claiming that TV news presenter Jon Snow had an affair with a writer called Precious Williams, and they smoked cannabis together. There is no truth in these allegations. We accept that, in fact, Mr. Snow never had any relationship with Miss Williams, and that the allegation of drug-taking was unfounded. We are happy to set the record straight, and we apologise for the embarrassment caused. I bet they're not happy at all.
What page did they bury that on?
This was on page 2, microscopic story. I'd say it's about an inch deep. Now, I haven't seen the Mail on Sunday over the last couple of weeks, but I would imagine that the story would be absolutely huge, plastered over pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And you know what? When a newspaper screws it up like this, they should print the apology in exactly the same size on the same pages that they messed it up on. So if it's on page 1, then the apology should be on page 1, same size as the original story. I think you should sue them into a black hole in space.
That would be a good rule, though, wouldn't it?
It would be the good rule, yeah. In fact, I can't understand why the Press Complaints Commission aren't doing that, other than they're a completely toothless organisation that are in awe of the newspaper barons.
Because you'd be amazed at how many times they can get it wrong.
All the time. And if over 2 weeks they were saying that a guy on TV was having an affair with somebody who he wasn't having an affair with, and that he was smoking grass with her, and that wasn't true either, if they got it wrong over 2 successive Sundays, you'd have to wonder if anything in the paper's true.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, it doesn't matter that they've apologised, because it's in people's minds. Once it gets printed in the paper, that becomes the fact. And apologies don't actually sort of remove they'll be forever in our minds. True or not. Right, making a list of things that have disappeared. Journalistic integrity, I'll add that one to the list. Here's Dagenham. Hello, Valerie.
Hello there.
Valerie.
Yes, I've got 3 things that have disappeared and one that I wish would disappear.
All right.
Right, red telephone boxes.
Yes, isn't that a shame?
Yeah, I know, I like those. And the washing mangle.
Washing mangle.
And the chamber pot.
The chamber pot? Yeah.
It's probably good anyway.
Well, yeah, aren't we glad that we don't have to do that anymore?
That's right.
Not that I ever had to do... Well, of course you used the potty and, you know, presented it to your mummy, who patted you on the head saying, "Oh, you're such a good boy." Of course, it was not the done thing at university, but...
No.
Should have given it out before then. I'll put red telephone boxes. I think the others were just... They're a bit too old. I mean, it's just things that we don't need to do anymore, rather than things that have disappeared of their own volition.
But, the thing that I wish would go is plastic knives and forks.
Plastic knives and forks?
Yes.
When do you get those?
Well, you know, if you go to, I don't know, it's been to a wedding or something like that, and you go and get your food or a party, and they've got plastic knives and forks.
Right.
Nothing works.
Yeah, that's right. The knife breaks and, yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, I'll add them to the list. Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
Bye.
I think that people use them because they don't want to do the washing up.
Oh, yeah. I think we should keep them.
Yeah, I'm not sure that plastic knives and forks should go. Of course, they use them on planes now so that you can't stab each other with them. You can't take over the plane with the plastic knife.
Although they're still quite sharp.
Well, that's true, yeah.
I think we should still keep them. They're handy. It's handy to have around. Oh, no, actually, get rid of them. Get rid of them, because if we keep stuff around, we're just hoarding, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You make a lot of sense. Here's Dunstable. Chino.
Hi.
Chino.
Look, I've got a huge list here.
All right.
Right, one thing that should definitely disappear is text speak.
Text speak?
Yes.
When you're not texting, you mean?
Yes. I mean, people write emails in text speak now.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And I've seen a cover letter for a job application in text speak.
Really?
And my sister's a teacher at a secondary school, and she said students even write their final exam papers in text speak.
Well, that's just plain silly.
Because they don't actually know the spelling of certain words.
Yeah.
Aren't
examiners instructed to ignore bad spelling and accept text speak? Because otherwise, if they don't, then everyone fails.
Are they?
Yeah, I think they're actually instructed to just accept any kind of bad grammar and poor spelling and just kind of ignore it. And as long as they can vaguely understand what they're saying...
That's appalling.
It is terrible, yeah. But that's part of the
culture that we live in, I suppose.
The target culture, yeah. Once you give an organisation a target, then it will try any devious means possible in order to meet that target, because they're human beings. We would all do it, yeah.
And something else that should disappear...
Go on.
...is reality television.
Well, I'm not going to put that on the list, because reality television actually shows us ourselves. You know, we live in our own little bubble and we know our own friends and we don't really interact with the general public unless you work in a shop or you do a phone-in show on the radio. And so...
What's the point of Big Brother? What does it contribute?
15% of Channel 4's profits.
Yes, so they can go and make programmes in Holland about somebody donating a kidney or...
Well, you know, you did read that was a spoof.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was a stunt to show or to try to persuade more people in Holland to be organ donors because they've got a lack of organs. So it wasn't, they weren't actually going through with it. It was just a TV stunt to alert people to a medical emergency.
Okay, I'll grant you that one.
All right.
Something else that should disappear.
Go on.
Britney Spears and Paris Hilton and useless people like that.
Well, Britney Spears isn't useless because she had one of the greatest pop songs of all time. She didn't write it, but she popularised it, and that video was well.
But she's rubbish now, isn't she? She just gets drunk and keeps going in and out of rehab and.
Well, you know what?
She should disappear, as in go and have a normal life with her kids, and not be on the front page of every celebrity magazine every week. Every time she gains 3 ounces, we have to see a new picture of her in a bikini or something.
I think in that little speech that you just gave, I think we have the kernel of something there. Rehab. I'm going to put rehab on the list because I'm getting sick of reading about famous people going into rehab.
Yeah, every time they break a fingernail, they go into rehab.
Exactly, and it doesn't seem to do them any good because they come out and then they go straight back into rehab again. It's a hotel.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to put rehab on the list, things that should disappear.
And 2 things that have disappeared.
Yeah.
See, I don't have a life. I've been sitting here making a list.
Yeah, me either.
Deck-to-deck stereo recorders. You know where you could put a tape in on one deck and record another tape off it?
Well, that's just cassette players, isn't it? Cassette players.
But you can still get a single-deck cassette player. But
Can you?
It's almost impossible to get a deck-to-deck recorder.
Yeah.
If you go to, like, these pawn shops, I don't mean P-O-R-N, I mean P-A-W-N.
Yeah. I think you protest too much, but go on.
Well, you could pick them up there, because obviously people go and sell them when they need to buy things.
Yeah. Porn.
Yes, exactly.
All right. I'll keep hold of mine.
Men in the interval at cinemas, which I already rang up and said.
Ice cream men?
You know the people that come round and sell ice cream in the interval at the films? They don't come round anymore, do they?
Well, it's because they've got no intervals anymore.
Ah, yes.
The last film I saw... When was the last film you saw that had an interval? I can remember it vividly, and
English films still have intervals because they're 3 hours long. Hollywood movies are 3 hours, sometimes more, aren't they? So
the last time I saw a movie with an interval was in the 70s, and it was Towering Inferno. And the interval came just as they were on a stairwell and some massive explosion occurred and then they were hanging by the banisters, 100 stories from the ground. And then the interval came. And that was the last time I saw a film with an interval.
Mm.
So, the ice cream man at a cinema.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even come round before the show, do they? They don't sell you popcorn at your seat and...
No, good thing too is, we want to, discourage it. Because old popcorn smells like feet. It's true. And why do people need to graze while they're watching a film? I find that irritating. Anyway, all right.
Very good.
What are those guys called, though? What are ice cream men called with those trays?
Were they ushers or something? No, what were they called? They had a specific name.
Well, usherettes, wasn't it?
Usherettes. No, they're the people that show you to your seat.
Yeah.
Surely. What are they called? Because they used to sell cigarettes like that as well, didn't they?
Yes. I can't remember.
Well, whatever they are.
They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone, that's right. All right, thanks, Gino.
Thank you.
Cheers. We're going to have to call them something to put them on the list. The
ice cream salesman?
No, because you can still get ice cream. It's just they don't sell them in those trays that they hook around their necks. Ice cream tray salesman. We'll have to think about that one. New Cross. Hello, Bill.
Hello.
Bill.
I don't like to up on my age, but I'm 82 years of age. What I think has disappeared from all our community is manners and respect.
Bill, I knew you were going to say that. Manners, you're quite right.
Be polite!
Be polite, yeah.
Be polite, and another thing that I think's disappeared is, I've just looked at two. I gave sixpence each in old money, which is 2.5 pence today, is the old cigarette lighters that we used to fill up with petrol.
What, like the Zippo lighters?
No, cigarette lighters.
Yeah, but like a Zippo lighter that that fill up with petrol?
No, you to refuel them, you bought a penny tube of petrol in the shop, and you refilled the lighter, and then you could light your cigarette with it.
I don't know those ones, Bill.
Oh, well, then, you're not at 82, are you?
No, not yet, but I will be, if I get lucky.
Thanks very much.
All right, cheers, Bill.
All right.
Red Bridge. Hello, Myrtle.
Hello, Nick.
Myrtle.
Guards on underground trains.
Yeah, that's right. There's no guards on underground trains
They all
anymore.
used to be in the last carriage.
Yeah.
And if you were a woman on your own coming home at night, you could always go in there and with safety.
In much the same way that the smoking carriage on an underground train exists no more. It used to be like walking into death going into the smoking carriage, didn't it? It used to be just it wasn't just the smell of it. Everything in there seems to have shriveled and died.
Well, that's not a bad thing to have disappeared.
No, quite right. Guards on tubes. It's on the list.
Okay.
Thanks, Myrtle.
Good night.
Ta-da. Yeah, can you remember back as far as when they used to have smoking carriages on the tube? I think there was two, wasn't there? There used to be not the last one, but the second from last one.
Sounds really dangerous.
And the second from last one at the front as well. I'm sure that's where they used to stick them. And because you'd be just standing on the platform and you'd walk in, and then you'd catch yourself, and it was almost like walking in through a screen.
Yeah.
And life was on one side and death was on the other. It was like everything inside had shriveled and died, including the people that were in there. They just seemed to be. It just was just a horrible environment, and they got rid of those in much the same way as they got rid of the guards. And in less than a month, I can't wait. Won't it be fantastic? From July the 1st on, no smoking. I'll consider leaving the flat.
How are you going to celebrate?
I shall celebrate by going outside, going to a pub. And not having to set fire to your clothes afterwards. Won't that be great? I can't wait. Pardon? Adverts. Radio. Going away to come back.
This is PC Lawson in London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
I just want to tell you all how happy I am to be back in the studio.
Eltham. Marguerite.
Hello there.
I could go for a couple of pints of margaritas right now, as a matter of fact.
Pints would be a lot. No, I was going to say the shopping baskets and shopping bags. If only they get rid of the plastic bags.
Oh, these things that should disappear.
They should disappear, but I mean, the shopping baskets and shopping bags have just disappeared. You don't see anyone with a shopping basket, do you?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
What do you mean by shopping basket?
Well, just going out with your basket in the normal way and buying your shopping.
Oh, not the baskets that you get in supermarkets?
No.
Right,
Oh,
'cause
no,
they're still there.
no. Like a wicker basket.
Oh, right.
I've got one.
Aren't they uncomfortable to carry?
Well, I don't know how much you're going to buy, but actually I got mine from the Midlands in a proper corn chandler's. The proper basket, as we used to have.
Yeah, if you load them up with a lot of heavy goods, it'll probably be uncomfortable to carry, but if it's just,
Come on, we always managed. I'm old and I used to do my shopping normally.
If it's just a can of Coke and a packet of green Rizzlers, then you'll probably get away with it.
No, you can get something in there.
All right, so they're called wicker shopping baskets.
Proper cane or wicker, I don't know what they're
Yeah.
made of.
All right, I'll stick into the list. Things that have disappeared.
They have disappeared and they should come back.
Radio.
They really should.
Thanks a lot, Marguerite.
Okay.
We're single-handedly saving the planet over here.
I've got something else.
Yes.
That has disappeared. Black and white TVs.
Yeah.
Because I've just had a letter through to renew my TV licence, and it said it was only £45, I think, for a black and white TV.
Really? 45? That
yeah.
seems like extremely good value.
Compared to 140, I think it was, for the colour.
Outrageous.
So,
of course, watching Planet Earth is a bit dull on the black and white TV.
I wouldn't even watch that on
you
colour.
Want it widescreen and high def, baby. What? You wouldn't even watch it in colour?
What? Nature?
Yeah, what's wrong with nature? Nature's great.
Well, I'd go outside and watch it.
Oh, yeah, well, you're right. Yeah, you could just stick your head out the window, couldn't you? Here's West Kensington. Hello, Jane.
Hi, Nick.
Jane.
You know, you both sound terribly deep on the phone and much lighter on my radio. Isn't that strange?
Well, you want to get yourself a new radio, Jane?
Okay. Well, it's quite a new Sony. So
Oh, Sony. Oh, well, you should have said Sony. They're great.
So you're telling me my phone is right and you're a baritone, really?
Yeah.
But you're not a tenor like you are on my... Oh, right. Okay, it's interesting. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, it's before your time, but when I was young, they used to, at the end of the film, play the Queen.
Yes.
And everyone sort of stood up. And as it sort of gradually, people started rushing, sort of creeping out, you know, as it started to play. It was really funny. And some steadfastly stayed there, and others started creeping out. And then I don't know when they stopped it, but I remember that when I was small.
Well, as soon as the film ended, you'd bolt from your seat in order to leave before they did it.
That's right. That's when I remember that starting when I was sort of getting a bit older, yeah. But when I was young, everyone was very good. You just stand up and wait for the end.
Well, it's like that nice man just said, manners. We ain't got no manners no more.
Right. And also the ozone layers disappearing.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, love, you're doing very well. You sound much brighter tonight than last night.
Oh, well, it's,
You were tired, weren't you?
I'm all hopped up on coffee and tea.
Okay, great show.
Thanks a lot, Jane. Cheers.
Bye.
I don't think we can put the ozone layer, because it's not quite disappeared yet, although people in Australia might have, something to say about that.
Yeah.
Things that have disappeared. Well, I suppose the bits of it have. We'll put the ozone layer, because it's, you know, it's so very current. Al, what's his name would want us to put it on there?
Al,
you can call him Al Jolson? Not Al Jolson.
No, you can call him Al.
Yeah, no, it's Al the bloke is putting on, Live Earth.
Gore.
Al Gore is the right answer. Thank goodness for you. Ozone, yeah, Al Gore would want us to put it on there. Are you going to be watching the, Live Earth thing?
Is that thing that Prince William and Harry are doing?
Huh?
They're doing a big concert, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they still doing the concert for Princess Di?
That's not called Live Earth, is it?
No.
Is that something different?
Completely, yeah. Is the concert for Princess Di still going ahead?
Yeah, it's still on.
Who's doing that?
I think it's actually various artists, isn't it? Well, we can find out. I know someone who's got a couple of pairs of tickets.
Is Elton going to be there?
I would imagine so.
You'd expect so.
He normally pitches up at these sort of things.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale already?
Well, it was a web thing. You could apply free through the website, and it was luck of the draw.
Oh,
oh it's
That's
free?
How it worked. Yeah.
Free is my favourite.
Is it?
Let's have a mobile. Hello?
Hello.
How are you going?
Who's this?
It's Nick. Who's this?
I think I got the wrong number, you know.
Oh, right, okay. Better luck next time, mate. Things that have disappeared. Where are we at? Ooh, 29:15. We've got no time to sum it all up now, so I'll do it later.
A woman's hair helps heavens. LBC 97.3. 0870 9090 973.
Nick Abbott.
Everything is going extremely well.
I'll say, we're making two lists. One is much longer than the other. Things that should disappear. I've got denim, Tony Blair, mouse mats, plastic knives and forks, text-speak, and rehab.
I think you can take Tony Blair off it because he's kind of disappearing slowly anyway, isn't he?
Well, he won't.
Won't he?
No, he's going to be in our face forever. Because that's where the money is.
Really?
Yeah, he'll be on a lecture tour for the next 10 years. In fact, he'll do it on his own for a little bit, and then I bet you serious money that he will team up with Bill Clinton, and there'll be the Dream Team after-dinner speaker double act. Bill will get $1 million, and Tony will be on $500,000, something like that.
I reckon Tony will move to the States. So it's quite, you know, fairly realistic.
They do like him over there, don't they?
Yeah.
That's because he hasn't been leading them for 10 years. Yeah, we are an honorary nation, as they would say in America, and anybody that leads us for 10 years or more, we just automatically don't like them.
Yeah.
And we would prefer them to leave the building in tears.
Of course.
A mobile, or I think. Anyway, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just calling up about the old telephone boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 of them haven't delivered, haven't disappeared because there's 2 in Old Bexley.
Oh, Bexley, where's that?
Yeah, South East London.
I think there's 2 in Leicester Square, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a couple of them still around here. I think they're all listed buildings now. No?
That's right, yeah, they can't do anything to them. Good thing, too, yeah. All right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Cheers. But they, to all intents and purposes, they have actually disappeared. Well, which is a shame, because I thought they were one of the few bits of street furniture, as they call them, that actually improved the streetscape. Almost everything else, road signs, cycle lanes, the markings on the road, all of that stuff, uglifies up the place.
You see, the problem is, the councils don't check with other councils on what style of street furniture they're using. Like, so in like one borough, they've got different lampposts to the next borough, and so it just nothing matches. And that annoys me.
What annoys me is you'll see 3 or 4 signs that all say the same thing, and it's just so it becomes a blizzard of signs. I mean, they could get rid of them all.
It's just because they update them, don't they? But
without taking the one that it's right, yeah.
I'll tell you what has disappeared, though, talking of phone boxes, of course, is the dial. We used to put it in, it used to take 30 seconds if you're dialing a 0 or a 9 for it to go all the way back round again.
Which kind of makes the fact that the emergency number was the longest 3-digit number that you could dial, pretty much, without going 000, yeah. 99, it should have been 111. Why was it 999? In an emergency, it'd take you 5 minutes to dial it.
Those phones hurt your finger as well.
And
yeah, they did always. You used to get stuck. Yeah, they're always slightly too small.
And if it was a long number, you started to get impatient and pushed the dial back and didn't wait for it to return to its resting position.
And that's when it breaks.
And crucially, there was one thing about the dial that you can't do with a push button, is that you can lock the phone so that no one can call you. If you dialed 2 and put a pen in the 1, which was past the
it used to have a little catch, didn't it?
The catch. If you put a hole past the catch and stuck a pen in that hole so that it wouldn't go back again, then no one could call you. You can't do that with a push button phone.
Wouldn't someone just take the pen out?
Yeah, but you've done that yourself so that no one can call you. It's like your little privacy.
Oh, I see.
Screen.
I see. Yes.
And you can't do that with a push button phone.
Oh. That's quite clever, really.
Them's were the days.
Yeah. It still sounds a bit rubbish, though.
What does?
Those phones. Which list are they on? On the list that,
I'm not sure they should be on either list, really. I mean, things that just are replaced by modern technology, that doesn't really go on the list. It's things that could exist now, but we've just, aren't in fashion anymore.
Right.
I think that's what it should be. Not that really there's any, send voicemail to answer. What does that mean?
Oh, you choose one.
Send to voicemail. Oh, I see. You choose answer. Oh, I'm learning something new every day. Hello, LBC.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Very well. Scott from Camden.
What have you got for us, Scott?
I want to play you one of my band songs, if that's all right. Maybe just the intro.
One of your band songs. What's the band's name?
Band's name is Serotonia.
Rightio. Okay, off you go, mate. This is Serotonia on LBC, a worldwide exclusive.
Fantastic. That's right. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me just get the.
Take as long as you like. It's live radio. Go ahead.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, we've run out of time on that call. I hate when that happens. Right, so here's the list so far. Things that have disappeared. White dog poo, and at the end of the programme, we'll choose one.
Right.
Which is the thing that we miss the most.
Oh.
So keep that in mind as I go through the list, all right. But we haven't finished the list. Hopefully there'll be more suggestions in the number 0870 90 90 973. Things that have disappeared. White dog poo. I'm sorry about that, but that was the first one that came in. It's ahead of the list, and there's nothing I can do about it. Whisper bars, whatever they are. Poppies on the motorway, not sure about that. Letter writing, absolutely. Blackboards, very controversial. People are saying, oh, no, they haven't. Crimpline, milkman, Tizer, lamp-lighters. I think I'm going to take that out, because modern technology has removed the need for them, hasn't it? Take that one out.
And also, that person who rang in with that idea didn't even exist when lamp lighters were around.
The coastline, very current. Bus conductors, petrol pump attendants, Quattro fruit drink, Pacer's minty chews, furry toilet lid covers, single blade razors, Battersea funfair, red phone boxes, cassette players. Oh, and it was cassette to cassette players, wasn't it?
Cassette to cassette?
Yeah. Where you could copy one cassette from another.
Oh, yeah.
So you tape to tape, yeah. You'd tape your favourite songs off the radio, edit the DJ out, and then you wouldn't have to go and buy them.
Genius.
Manners, yes. Guards on tubes, wicker shopping basket, black and white televisions. I'm going to take that out.
Why?
Because colour televisions have just usurped them.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And the ozone layer. Here is Derbyshire. Hello, Alan.
Hi.
Alan.
I'd like to add one to your list.
Off you go.
Decent customer service.
Does that come under manners?
Not really, no.
Right. Decent customer service.
Anyway, thanks a lot.
Press 1 if you'd like to speak to a representative. Here is a mobile. Hello?
Hello, all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I've not phoned Nick before. I just don't want to put something forward about something that's disappeared.
Rightio, you're on the air now.
Oh, I'm on the air now. Oh,
Yeah.
Hi, Nick.
How you going?
All right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, you don't sound different on the phone. This is Dean. I'm in Bentley, just outside Southend.
Rightio, what have you got for us?
Probably going to sound pretty boring, but carburettors on cars.
Carburettors?
Carburettors. I think they're actually illegal now because all the emission stuff. They're not allowed to fit them.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah, as far as I know. But can I just say something about the So I'm a little bit nervous. The lady who mentioned about the double tape decks, you can't get hold of them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where she shops, but if you look in the likes of Tesco's and Argos, they're all over the place.
Oh, without mentioning any brand names, Tesco's and Argos, you say?
I actually bought a brand new Sony one only about 6 months ago from a local shop. Yeah, they're still doing them. Pretty decent deck as well.
Is that a fact? All right, thanks for the good news.
Okay, mate.
Cheers,
Thanks,
ta-da.
Bye.
Shepherd's Bush. Hello, Alice.
Hello, just want to tell you, Black Mariah, add to your list.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The Black Mariah. Black Mariah used to be a police van, and they changed it to the white ones.
Right, okay. Because it was racist.
I don't know about that.
Black Mariahs. All right, I'll stick that down. Thanks a lot, Alice.
Okay.
Cheers, ta-da. Feltham.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, is that, LBC?
Yes.
Oh, things that are out of,
Disappeared.
not around now. Cigarettes, Woodbines and Capstans and Players.
Oh, Capstan Full Strength. Yeah, they don't have those anymore, do they?
Players, Weights.
They, the government warning on the front of Capstan Full Strength would be, these will kill you, we really mean it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's none of them about now, is there? You know,
Capstan Full Strength, yeah.
and Players, Weights. And, Woodbines. And Players and Goldflake. Do you remember them?
It sounds like you're, naming all of your favourite things.
Well, I don't smoke now, I used to, but,
Right, okay, I'll put Capstan Full Strength down, alright.
yeah.
Thanks a lot.
And the old dustbins. You remember the old dustbin men come around with with the old metal dustbins?
Metal dustbins.
Yeah, do you remember them? Years ago, they used to come and change pick up your dustbin.
And clang it about and wake everyone up.
Clang it about,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why they
clang
don't
it out.
exist anymore, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Getting ever larger, this list. Remember, we have to... Now, keep it in mind, we're going to have to come up with one that we missed the most. All right?
It's very nostalgic.
Here's a mobile. Hello, LBC.
Hello.
How you going?
Yeah, I just want to ring up about Black Mariah.
Yes.
Do you know who she was?
Pardon?
She was a woman who was actually killed her husband, married somebody else, went off to America, came back, but she was a seamstress there. And what she did was, when she was put in jail and ready to be murdered, not murdered, ready to be hung, right, because she murdered her husband, she was fine seamstress. She used to make all these black dresses. And in the Victorian times that she was around, which I believe, you know, like 1870s, something like that, she was in prison and she made wonderful black dresses. And it was the fashion of the time of the women to wear the black dresses, and her name was Mariah. And when she got dragged up to Tyburn, or where it went up west, and she stopped for the wagon, but what she did do, she had this magnificent black dress that she'd made for herself, and therefore it became called Black Mariah, which was the police wagon that took you to the gallows.
Huh. This is like an education, this programme, isn't it?
Well, you know, I don't know if I'm on the radio or not, but that's who the Black Mariah was. I don't know the full concept behind it all. Well, I do actually. Well, bits of it.
Right. Well, that's educational, like I say. All right. Thanks very much for that.
Is that all right?
That's great. Cheers, mate.
You sure?
Yes. Trust me, I'm serious.
Tired of being London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Well, let's get back to it.
I've got a much smaller list, things that should disappear. Maybe I'll do this tomorrow if I start flagging, because I've got a very tiring week coming up. I'm finishing here at 1.
Yeah.
I have to be back on the air tomorrow at 9 in the morning.
You poor thing.
The sarcasm.
I know. I've got one more thing to add to that shorter list.
Yes.
We should get rid of revolving doors.
What's wrong with revolving doors?
They don't work.
No, they do work. I used to have a revolving door into my bathroom.
No, the automatic revolving doors. The ones that if you walk too close to them, they just come to a complete halt.
Oh, into...
Like supermarkets have them.
Right, and airports.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you bash into them.
Yeah, because, you know, everyone tries to cram into there.
Right.
And, you know, if you go within, I don't know, 6 feet...
But manual revolving doors, they're great. There's nothing wrong with those.
Well, they're alright, as long as you don't have, you know, a person pushing who's stronger than you on the other side. Because then it goes a little bit quicker, doesn't it?
But I used to have a revolving door onto my bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, you push it and it goes round.
How many, like, actual door panels did it have?
Well, it was huge. It was about sort of 6 foot wide. The door itself was about 6 foot.
Where were you living?
Well, I used to live in this giant place which I bought as a shell and then did it up, and I thought it'd be great to have a revolving door into the bathroom which would be mirrored on one side and plain on the other, so that it looked like a continuation of the wall, or if it was one way around, so that the mirror would be inside the bathroom, and then if it was flipped around it would reflect the staircase, which was made out of glass.
Did you have a lock on it, though?
No. And the key was, and the code was, if the mirror was inside, then there was someone in the bathroom, because you'd want the mirror inside, right? And if it was the other way around, then it was vacant.
That's not confusing at all.
Well, there wasn't a dozen people living in the flat.
Yeah, but you'd have to explain that rule to guests.
Everyone, everyone who comes in, Make sure that you can see yourself on the inside, otherwise someone might come in and take a peek. Yeah. It's a mobile. Hello?
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 Hi, I just wanted to ring through in relation to things that have disappeared.
Yeah, go on then.
The Rag and Bone Man.
The Rag and Bone Man?
Yes.
Yeah, all right then. I mean, if the conductor on the tube is on the list, then the rag and bone man should be too.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
All right, cheers.
Take care.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Here's another mobile. Hello, LBC.
Good evening, Paul at Gatwick South.
Good evening.
Hello, mate. I was going to give him a couple of bits. I put my anorak jacket on. He was asking about 999 calls and why we have to dial 999.
Yeah, you're on the air, by the way.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, young sir.
It's all right.
Oh, you got a delay, ain't you? Right, what it is, we used to have the telephone wires going across from house to house, and if they would touch, they would dial the number. So you had one, if they touched 3 times, it would have rung straight through to 999, which is why we have 9 at the beginning and followed by 2 more 9s.
I didn't really follow that.
Sorry, okay, sorry. I'll try and elaborate for you.
Yeah.
If you touch two telephone wires together,
Yeah.
you can, in theory, dial a number. So for 8, you would touch them together 8 times.
Right, because you used to be able to dial by hitting the,
By tapping the receiver.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the head bit.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing happened if the wires would tap together,
Yeah.
they would each dial one number. So if it was 111, they would only have to tap together 3 times, and it'd be a hoax call. Yeah, so they made it 9, and then 3 9s, it makes it almost impossible for the wing to dial 999.
Huh. Well, it's like I said, this is like an education, this programme, isn't it?
I'm glad I've helped you out.
Thanks very much.
No problems. Bye.
Cheers. Ta-da. Here's Dagenham. Hello, Paul.
Oh, hello, yeah. I heard them talking about doors earlier, and I've got an idea about these electronic doors, where they're a good place to place them in the public areas.
Yeah.
You know, when you walk into a shop and you get electronic doors,
Yeah.
I think that it'd be a good idea to put them in sort of public toilets, because hygiene sort of thing. Because, you know, when you go to the toilet, you wash your hands after.
Yeah, you don't want to touch the door.
Yeah, because the person that been before, you might not do the same.
Yeah, that's what sleeves are for.
Yeah, I know, but not everyone sort of thinks the same, you know, and you may sort of wash your hands, I think you're doing the right thing, and somebody before you would have, you know, you wasted your time washing your hands.
I know, it doesn't bear thinking about, yeah. All right,
if you're on an electronic door, if you sit down on an electronic pad and a door open, there's no touching doors or anything, is there?
Good thinking, Paul.
All right.
Cheers, mate. Ta-da.
Thanks.
I'm going to start wearing white gloves like the Queen does, so I don't have to touch anything.
It's a clever plan. She never gets ill, you know.
Burton-on-Trent. Aid?
Hello.
Aid.
No, actually it's David.
David.
Right, and I've got something to add to your list.
Go on, then.
Things that are disappearing. Video recorders.
Video record. You see, now, they're just being usurped by modern technology, so I'm going to say no.
Okay. Cheers, Nick.
Another unsatisfied customer. A mobile. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, the jubbly.
The what?
The ice lolly from years ago. It was triangular shaped and it was called a jubbly.
I remember they used to have funny faces. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I can remember the funny face.
And they used to have skyrockets.
Yep.
But I don't remember a jubbly.
Yeah, it was like a pyramid shaped type thing, and it was great big, full of E numbers and everything. And
Oh, well, undoubtedly, yeah. Well, is that where Del Boy gets lovely jubbly?
yeah, must have been, yeah.
Or was it the other way around? Is that where jubbly got its name?
Jubbed from Del Boy.
I mean, what period of... what...
This was around the 1970s.
Right, okay, so it was Del Boy got it from Jubblies. Huh.
And the lady that rang up a minute ago about the Rag and Bone Man.
Yeah.
I work in London during the week, but live in Staffordshire at the weekend, and we still get Rag and Bone Man coming round, so like every 3 or 4 weeks.
As soon as she said it, I knew someone was going to call and say, you know what, there is a Rag and Bone Man around these parts. All right.
He still shouts out Rag and Bone as well, coming
Really?
up the street.
And can you understand what he's saying? Does he actually
No, I can't.
enunciate it clearly, or does he go, "Roo, roo"? Yeah. All right, thank you.
Cheers.
All right, this is LBC. I'm Nick Abbott. Normally I do Saturday nights between 10 and 1. At the moment I'm filling in for Ian Lee, who will be back tomorrow at 7, right?
Yep, that's what I think.
And I will be following him in that case, because Clive is off.
Of course, from 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
From 10 till 1, Monday to Thursday, that's what I'm going to be doing this week here. On Friday, I should be collapsing in a heap on the ground and not moving for days on end. Morden, hello, Jimmy.
Hello.
Jimmy.
Yes, hello. The milkman is disappearing.
The what?
The milkman.
The milkman, yes, that's on the list. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. A mobile, hello.
Hello. I'd like to add your list, please.
Go on.
White Christmases.
White Christmases?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got something there. And it's all thanks to global warming. Hip hip?
Yeah.
All right, White Christmases, that's on the list. Good one, White Christmases. I would never, not in a month of Sundays would I have come up with that, but he's absolutely right. The West End. Hello, Alex. Gateshead. Hello, Roy.
Hello, I'd like to add something to the list which should disappear.
Go on, then.
It's free CDs and DVDs and Sunday newspapers. It's absolutely... I mean, what was in the Sunday Express today? Beach Boys?
What was interesting in the Sunday Express was that the front page says, sunglasses raise risk of cancer. That was on one half of the page, and on the other half, the Beach Boys free CD inside. Which band in the history of music is more associated with the sunshine? I think that they need to think that one out again. All right, thanks, Roy.
Bye, Philip.
Here is Kings Road. Mike.
Hello there.
Yes.
It's Mike from Upminster.
Hello, Mike.
Just things that have disappeared.
Go on, then.
I'll tell you what it is, winning a goldfish at the fun fair.
I don't know, I think they still have that, don't they? Or is that, it's probably illegal now, on health and safety grounds.
Yeah, and I haven't won one for a long while.
Right. Goldfish at the fun fair. I'll add it to the list.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Goldfish at the fun fair. This list is getting huge and unwieldy. We'll have to close it in a minute. Norbury. Hello.
Good night, Nicky, darling.
Ta-ta. That was worrying. A mobile. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. I'll give it one more go. Yes, this is LBC. Here is Swansea. Hello, Steve.
Something that should disappear.
Go on.
Talk sports.
Oops, what have I done here? A mobile. Hello.
Hello, mate. I just rang up one thing about the goldfish, right? I once worked at a fair when I was little, right?
This is going to be an unpleasant story, isn't it?
No. It's about plain goldfish everywhere. Like, I just walked back in the lorry. I was only being... they paid me £3 for 3 days working from 11 to 11.
Luxury.
Right? And on the first day, they asked me to walk in the back of the lorry, and they had this big container full of goldfish, and it spilled. And unfortunately, every single goldfish was splaying all over the floor, dead.
Like I said, it's going to be an unpleasant story, isn't it?
2 out of 10 people.
London's LBC 97.3.
0870 90 90 973.
Nick Abbott.
Absolutely. OK, just time for a couple more. Pimlico.
Yes.
Hello.
All right. I'd like to add to the list NHS dentists.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
NHS dentist. All right, I'll stick it on it, in it. Cheers, mate.
Yes.
Here is a mobile. Hello.
Hello, Nick. Wayne.
Go on, Wayne.
I got one that should disappear. You know the presenter Bill Buckley?
Here is another mobile. Hello.
Hello there.
Yes, sir.
Snuff.
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 Let's say snuff enough until we start laughing, because it'll sound funny. Snuff.
No, but snuff, I don't know. I mean, people don't use snuff anymore, do they?
No, you're right. Yeah, it is disgusting. That's one of the reasons. Yeah. All right, I'll put it on it, in it. Snuff. You got any more in there, or shall I close it?
I'm out.
Another mobile. Hello.
Hello. Another thing that's disappeared is romancing.
Romancing.
Romancing, yes.
Romancing, dancing. Hey, you're dancing?
Yeah.
I'll try again. Are you dancing? Who's asking?
I've got one.
I'm asking.
Just thought.
I'm dancing.
They never build any, like, new piers anymore, do they?
Yeah, but the piers aren't disappearing. They're still there. Stretching out to the sea they are. Here's the list. Things that have disappeared. Keep in mind that we're going to have to, Anthony Davis is coming up after the new news, by the way. Keep in mind we're going to have to choose a favourite, one that we miss the most, right? And they are white dog poo, whisper bars, poppies on the motorway, letter writing, blackboards, crimpoline, milkmen, Tizer, the coastline, bus conductors, petrol pump attendants, Quattro fruit drinks, Pacers minty chews, carburettors, snuff, NHS dentists, goldfish at the fun fair, white Christmases, rag and bone men, metal dustbins, furry toilet lid covers, single blade razors, Battersea fun fair, red phone boxes, cassette players, manners, guards on tubes, wicker shopping baskets, ozone, black Mariahs, Capston's full strength. And we miss most white dog poo.
What? On 97.3.